All right, boys and girls, we are back again, podcast number 3. In the house right now, we have
the Lord,
Jason Genova.
And it's me, Richard.
We're waiting on Brad and Lenny. Lenny is finishing up his leg workout over at Planet Fitness right now.
He's pretty stubborn, that guy, Lenny. He just
Look who's talking.
He wants to get freaky.
Jason, you got to talk right into the top.
He wants to get freaky.
Perfect, just like that.
He wants to get freaky.
Yes, we heard you, Jason. Lenny wants to get freaky.
You were freaky once too, Jason, when you used to work out hard. What happened to you?
I died.
No, you became a couch potato that likes to play video games. That's what happened. Yeah, right?
It happens.
Totally justifies your laziness. It's great. I mean, Richard and I were talking a whole lot before we started even recording this, and I was telling him to save some of his stories for when we actually do record.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things about Richard that, has never really been spoken about on camera, and we'll give him the opportunity to talk about it tonight with Lenny and Brad and us when they arrive. Mm-hmm. So one of the things we were talking about, a lot of people might not know, Richard, you used to work as a bodyguard.
Yes, I did some bodyguard work for some organized crime figures that were in one of the top families. As you know, I'm a pretty good-sized guy. I would also carry a gun. I had a concealed weapons permit, and I would go to different meetings that this one guy would have as his bodyguard, stand next to him and make sure nobody fucked with him, basically. And I've been offered bodyguard work from other people, actually, that I know from the gym. There's some celebrities that that live here locally in South Florida, and they are looking for bodyguards, although the hours aren't the greatest because you have to stay up all night a lot of times if they go clubbing.
What's the craziest story from when you were a bodyguard?
I didn't have any kind of crazy story as far as where I had to be too aggressive with anyone, but we did have a lot of favors thrown our way. Not me, but the guy I was working for, in a sense. Wherever he would go, if he would go to a place where there's a bunch of wise guys, they would recognize him, of course, and we would be treated very well, to say the least, especially restaurants. We'd get seated right away. We'd get plenty of food, all kinds of comps, that type of thing. And then when I go to the restaurant on my own, even, when I wasn't with them, they would recognize me. So they would take care of me and, that type of thing.
By the way, Jason, I have to let you know about a rule tonight.
What's the rule?
You ever watch the show Around the Horn with Tony Reali? He has this thing where he pushes the mute button, and there are 4 words you're not allowed to say tonight.
What?
Sickening, pissening, revolting, or insulting.
Okay.
If any of those 4 words come out of your mouth, I'm hitting the mute button. Because I'm the one in control of the whole mixer here. I wear the stupid headphones.
All right, no problem.
Because we want to have, fun, good conversations, and I don't want you to get into sickening, pissening, revolting, insulting mode where you keep repeating yourself.
Like a broken record.
Yeah, so if a topic comes up, feel free to join in the conversation, like, 4 friends sitting around shooting the shit.
Yeah.
Got to hold the mic a little.
Yeah.
Try it again.
Hello.
Perfect. Oh, you just ruptured my eardrum, but that's perfect. Yeah. So what else is on your mind, Jason? You weren't supposed to be here till 7:15. Why are you here an hour early?
Because I just want to get here early.
What did you do all day?
Today, I woke up this morning. I went to swimming in the pool at the gym. I'm trying to get rid of a little bit of acute chronic pain I have in my back.
Well, I have a lot of joint pain.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I don't have muscle pain. I go to the gym and I can work out with heavy weight. I never have pain in the muscle per se. It's just joints. But when you get older, that's what happens. Your joints start to wear away. A lot of times, like my shoulder is bone to bone, and I just have to grin and bear it.
Yeah, so basically right now for my chronic pain, I'm just taking like a week off. I'm basically going swimming, the best thing for the joint. I'm taking a lot of multivitamins and stuff to heal, and swimming in the pool because of low impact on joints.
Well, I find the best thing for me is having sex with my girlfriend because of the oxytocin. My entire body gets flooded with oxytocin, and I have no fucking pain after I've had a couple of orgasms and I've been going down on her for an hour.
Then 5 minutes after you nut, the pain comes back.
Right. We talk about it and joke about it. But I mean that as far as the oxytocin. It's like a panacea for everything.
So as soon as my pain starts going away, I will be going gradually building up back to my weight. I'm just waiting for all the I just want to heal the joints and get them healthy again, back to where they were.
Are you ever going to get back into seriously working out?
As soon as my injuries go away, of course. I just want to take care of my health first. Health comes before everything.
Injuries or aches and pains? Because anyone who goes to the gym regularly is going to experience aches and pains.
Not aches and pains, injuries.
Specifically, an injury means something is torn or broken.
My neck is all like it hurts like hell. It tightens up. It's arthritis and chronic pain.
Richard shaking his head.
No,
Yeah, that's not a fight. That's just part of that's paying your dues when you're working out. You're not going to go through.
I'm just taking a rest for a week just to loosen up a little bit, to get a little loose. That's why I'm going swimming, just to loosen all this tightness. So when I go back to the gym, I feel good about grinding back into it. I'm just trying to get all the tension. Like when you get a massage, if you go for a week, you feel better. I'm just trying to loosen that all out, all the inflammation out.
Right. No, I get it. And swimming is not a bad idea as far as you to kind of loosen up before you do a workout. Just like when you start working out, you want to warm up with light weight. Yeah. And you know, so I'm a big believer of that, because if you don't, that's how you injure yourself.
Even more. So this morning I swam and I did a little bit of weight. I was gradually working up slowly back into it. I just don't want to rush it, because I remember watching Dorian Yates in '97 when I was a kid doing trugs, and he tore his bicep. That was the end of his bodybuilding career.
I'll tell you, there was a video that came out where what's his name? Which one? Mr. Olympia. The recent guy,
Phil Heath.
I think it was Phil. He was on his horse.
Is that the one who shoved the grapefruit up his ass or something?
No, but he was on it. He's got a ranch I think, with horses. One of them has a ranch with horses. I don't know if it was Phil.
That's Branch Warren. That's Branch Warren. He fell off a horse.
Right. That was a very. I know it's not funny to laugh about it, but it was extremely comical. He hurt himself.
Bad.
Yes, he did. So my point is
like
that
Christopher Reeve.
Well. Oh, he hurt himself that bad?
I don't know.
No.
What happened to Branch
Warren?
Warren?
He didn't get paralyzed, but he hurt himself. You fought.
Well, Christopher Reeve from his horse ride actually became paralyzed.
No, that I know, but we're talking about Branch Warren.
Yeah, Branch was lucky. He was lucky.
Yeah, he was, but sometimes you don't want to do things. It's just like ball players that play ball off season and they get hurt, and it ruins their professional career. Yeah, you want to avoid.
And then they bullshit about it. Remember Jeff Kent when he played? I think it was Jeff Kent when he played on the Giants, and he fell off a motorcycle and he made up a bullshit story.
Right, exactly.
I think that's him.
Sure.
And eventually the truth comes out. These guys have stuff in their.
Brad's here.
Brad's calling me. Hold on. You guys talk.
Yeah, my office. We have a football game every year called the Turkey Bowl. It's called the Turkey Bowl for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
We got to start.
And I don't play in the game because I don't really want to get hurt, because it may take away from me going to the gym and doing my routines.
Yeah.
So I limit, what I do like that. I don't, do any kind of physical activity besides weight training, actually, to speak of. I mean, I go hiking, that kind of thing, but it's not severe where it's going to injure me in any way for the most part.
Yeah.
What's up?
I actually went hiking recently. I went on the Appalachian Trail, and I hiked a few miles with some friends up in North Georgia.
Hiking's good cardio.
I saw that
And
Brokeback
I was in
Mountain
very
movie.
good shape to do it, and I wasn't in any pain or anything afterwards. What's that, Brad?
Hi, Richard. I saw that Brokeback Mountain movie. Were you reenacting
No, it wasn't the
that?
Brokeback Mountain movie, Brad. But you seem to wanted to take it in your ass. I guess that's why you brought that up.
Good evening.
And I would encourage you to
I'm
come
glad
out of the closet, Brad. And
need to.
if you want to take it in the ass, take it in the ass.
If I wanted to, I would. That probably would have saved me a lot of heartache.
Oh, by the
You
way, I
mean
got your
with
T-shirt
being
in the
divorced?
Thank you. It's about fucking time. Joe gave you that shirt for me 2 fucking weeks ago.
car. I got it though.
I had to wait for this fat fuck at Planet Fitness because he had to finish his.
I don't think
Leg
Lenny's a fat
curls.
fuck. I happen to like Lenny. He's not a fat fuck. He's a big motherfucker.
Lenny's a
pant-
giant
I
monster.
sure wouldn't want to run into Lenny in a dark alley.
Tell you what, I haven't seen you in a couple months, Rich. You look great. You're ripped. You look very youthful. You're chiseled. You have a full head of hair. You're phenomenal. You're an example to the world.
Well,
What you can do through proper training and eating and using your head and not listening to the doctors.
Well, that's true. Although I do listen to my doctor to some degree because
You have to.
I'm on testosterone replacement therapy, and sometimes I overdo it, as you know. We tend to overdo things like that because it's really good taking testosterone. And sometimes he catches me, over the top and says, hey, man, you got to back off. And the reason I listen to him to some degree is he's writing me the prescription for it.
Right.
I can get it on the street and it's stronger, but as you know, you have limits. We all have limits.
But you look like you're doing HGH.
It looks
with your
good.
bu-
Big
Looks
Richard
good.
looks
He's
He looks
freaking
good.
ripped.
It looks
No,
good, man.
well,
You see everyone his age, they're all fat. They're insulin resistant. Their muscle mass has dwindled.
right.
Richard, you honestly, God, from far away, you look like you're in your 30s.
Well, I appreciate that, Lenny. Thank you very much. But I'm 68 years old,
Phenomenal.
and I can still fuck like a 20-year-old.
Fighting, fucking. That's
it.
Richard.
Hey, as long as you can do that, man, you're fucking golden.
And guess who was parking in a handicapped spot at Planet Fitness waiting for my
Who?
house?
Me.
You were parked in handicap? You should be ashamed of yourself. That's how I got
5
thrown
minutes,
out
and
of.
listen.
The gym I got thrown out of?
Yeah,
Yes,
I know.
that's why I got
I was
thrown
in
out
the
of
car
there.
waiting for him. If a handicapped person came up, I would have moved.
Well, by the way, I didn't get thrown out because I was parked in handicap. I got thrown out of there because the guy said I threatened to physically harm him because I questioned why he was parking in handicap because he didn't seem handicapped to me. And he may have gotten a pass or something when he did hurt himself once or when his wife was alive. And these guys fucking abuse the handicap
yeah,
spot.
100%.
It's a pet peeve of mine.
Did you threaten him inside the gym or outside?
No,
the
it was
gym?
outside the gym, but he lied. He said I took it into the gym, which I didn't. I walked away from the guy because as it is, I have a temper, and I would
really?
have liked to have made him handicapped. Actually.
and nobody saw this, and they still decided.
Nobody.
to
There
revoke
wasn't
him.
one person there. It was 4:30 in the morning, and it was just him and me. And I said,
such
"Hey man, what the
bullshit.
fuck is with you parking in handicap? You're not fucking handicapped. I watch you walk in the gym every day." And you walk out. They go in, they work out, and they come out. I don't know how he got the handicap spot, but I found out how to go after these guys as a state.
He's probably mentally handicapped like him. He could get one of
This
those
guy,
fucking
well,
tags
he
if he
to
wanted
some
to.
degree, but he lied to the people in the gym, and he told them that I threatened them. And I'm not going to, what I do outside the gym is my business. But they called the cops on me, and they had me thrown out, and then they revoked my membership.
And that's the 10th time that's happened.
Well, not the 10th time, but it's happened, and it's never been really, in my opinion, it's not my fault. I mean, the last time was when I complained about a guy not wiping the sweat off the bench.
Yeah, God forbid.
See, what is the word threat? Did the guy at the Baptist church yesterday threaten anybody? No, he went in there and took care of his business.
Took care of his business.
Same with the terrorist up in New York. Did he threaten anybody? No, he just went and did it. A threat is just that. Don't take it seriously. It's a
Well,
joke.
how about when they got on your ass at the mall that time? Remember years ago?
Yeah, for trying to told a girl she was pretty. Basically.
Right.
And I
Yeah,
told
you
the
can't
cop
do
when she
that
came,
anymore.
I said, you're a very attractive looking woman. You're not going to send anybody like me on the Boynton Beach Police Department.
Well, you're not allowed to
and
tell
she
a
gave
woman-
me a look like, how dare you?
I met one of the Delray Beach police women once who's gorgeous. Everybody knows who she is. I can't think of her name. She's a detective. And she pulled me over once because I went around her making a left turn. And she's not a traffic cop, but she still put her light on top of the car or whatever on the dash, pulls me over, and I knew she couldn't give me a ticket. She wasn't traffic. But she lectured me. And I said, look, I thought you were an old person that was just afraid to make the move, so I went around you. I didn't blow my horn or anything, but I wanted to go down on her. Boy, was she sweet looking.
Yeah, something about those girls in the male pants uniform is the way they look. It really turns me on as well.
I agree,
Even
Lenny.
Yeah,
Never
you like
security guard.
women dressed up like men.
Because their ass
But
just
you
doesn't
like
fit
men
in those
dress
kind of
up like
pants.
women.
It's a male cut.
This fucking guy is
Pair
so
of pants.
Listen, Lenny's sexual preference is none of your business, Brad.
It's
unless
all
you
of
want
our
to.
business because he lets us know what it is.
Well, but that's cool. That's why I like Lenny.
that's
He's
why
not
we all
afraid
like
to
him.
fucking say
That's
what he
right.
wants to say, and he's not afraid to tell people his sexuality.
I know, it's
That's why
great.
he's such a fucking great guy.
Same with Richard. He's one of the few guys I ever saw that do that. Wherever, at the gym, in Publix, he didn't care.
That's right.
Lenny, I gotta try that line you used in the video when you were at the cryogenics place, where you said you wanted to lick next week's shit out of her ass. I'm gonna use that the next time I'm out and see if I get slapped or fucked. I'm either bringing someone home or I'm getting punched in the face.
He was all over.
Meanwhile,
Oh,
we had a conversation once. I brought this up to Andrew before you got here. when we got into bodybuilding when we were young, but when we were kids, we both were bullied, and we had that common thread. And I think that's why, I mean, that's one of the reasons I have a big chip on my shoulder, or my ex-girlfriend told me I have a boulder on my shoulder. But, you know, we got into it, and we wanted to be able to back up, you know, nobody, we didn't want people fucking with us anymore.
Right. But you know what? I actually wish I did, because it spurred me on, though. And, you know,
Yes, definitely.
And by the way, they tell me I have a boulder in my midsection.
Well, I'm sure that has to do with some growth.
And Lenny, what's going on with your blood pressure? Because if you read a lot of the comments in that video from the cryogenic place, everyone's concerned about your blood pressure.
Yeah, that girl
And your pulse.
She was so concerned about my health. I never had a girl care for me so much.
Oh, well, you fucking.
She literally was
An
jumped
actual,
for
you mean an
joy
actual girl.
when I actually made it
Yeah,
through there
exactly.
in one piece, and I came out laughing. She seemed so relieved.
Yeah, she was.
Who
nervous
was
that whole
this?
time.
Who's
She was
this you're
very-
describing?
she was very
The nurse?
nervous.
Her name was Jessica.
There's
She was an actual woman. She's a trainer at the facility. It's mostly Pilates, as Activate.
yeah.
I'm always
she's
at that
a trainer where? What facility?
It's called Activate. It's by the public.
Oh, it's like
stuff
a
on
physical
Gateway.
therapy place?
Yeah.
Ronnie Coleman actually had his supplement warehouse located there a few years ago. That's where it started. Ronnie
I went to
Supplements.
Coleman's supplement place
That's
over
in
in
the area.
in Boynton.
Gateway. Yeah.
Gateway.
Yes, they
Just
took me
west
for
of
a tour,
95.
and they
Yes.
showed me the gym in the back.
That's when the original.
And I believe Jason was there too. He made a video.
Yeah, that's the original.
Jason, you want to go into detail?
Oh, I did a video in 2014 with Ronnie Coleman and Vitaly, that creepo prankster, Donkey Kong idiot.
Who's Donkey Kong? Ronnie Coleman or
No,
Vitaly?
that Vitaly.
I remember one of the comments. Ronnie seemed very uncomfortable around you. Why would you think that?
Because he was honored to see me. He
was in awe.
He was in awe by
Yeah,
my.
he was in awe, right?
So you met Jay Cutler, Kai Green, Ronnie Coleman,
Richard
Hulk
Gaspari.
Hogan, Rich Gaspari,
Yeah.
Carla Dunlap,
Yeah.
who, by the way, viewers, when we're making
Listeners.
doing a podcast,
thank you,
Miss Olympia,
Yeah.
That's right.
Carla Dunlap.
Was
When is it going to take place, Andrew?
Soon.
We have to set it up with her. She said she'd come over. yeah.
I spoke to her last week.
That's
she's
great.
down, yeah.
That's just great.
Yeah.
She's phenomenal.
Just don't do anything to scare her out of the house.
Well, if you do, wait till the end.
Yeah.
I tell
Then
you
can
what,
do whatever
on
the fuck you want.
Flex Magazine workout, if you guys Google it,
I remember.
Carla Dunlap, man,
I'm going to check her out tomorrow. I'm going to go online.
delicious.
When I was in little kid, I used to be a skinny prick. I used to get bashed and bullied. Give me your lunch money.
Is this in California or in Florida?
This is in California. Give me your lunch money. So I started to get big and build some muscle in my teens. When I got in the freaking first year of high school, I was a monster. Nobody wanted to. If I beat them up, they'd be scared.
That's how it goes.
Jason, what was the worst, thinking back on it, if you brought it up, what was the worst thing that ever happened to you from a bullying perspective? Is there one story that sticks out to you that you kind of still carry with
Did
you?
you ever? Did anybody ever give you a wedgie?
Yes. A wedgie in the 5th grade. Give me your lunch money, baby.
What's with this lunch money? Didn't they
See,
have free lunches
the way
in
you say, the
California?
way you say it
I
doesn't
heard
mean.
the whole damn state
we
is
know you're
free.
full of shit. Like,
This
can't
is a long-
can't you like talk
No,
normal
they
and say
took-
what really fucking happened?
No, but
They
Jason,
took my-
Jason, you went to high
Give me my
school in
lunch money,
Delray Beach,
baby.
didn't
I'll
you?
give you a wedgie.
Didn't
What
you
is
go to
that?
high school in
The
Delray
fuck
Beach
is
at one
that?
time?
No, I went to Atlantic High School 2 years and I graduated. In
That's what I just fucking said.
Yeah.
What am I talking to a wall?
Yeah.
I went to fucking high
started
school.
building
I
some-
know
he's a
somebody that knows
fucking
you from high
Nimrod. What do
school,
you
and
say?
they don't talk about you or describe you the way you're describing
I
yourself.
built some serious muscle when I got in the freaking.
Now you can build muscle in your fingers playing fucking video games. Like
Hey, buddy.
goddamn dork.
I think that's why Jason is always trying to extort money from people. It's his way of getting back at the world for everyone taking his lunch money when he was in school.
Yeah.
So now he's just trying to take everyone else's fucking money.
Hey,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
do you remember when it was your birthday, Jason? This was about 5 years ago. I think I gave you $5 or $10 for your birthday, and
Did
you
you
didn't
really?
have money. Yes, I did.
Oh my god.
I didn't expect him to pay me back either.
would you
I
give
gave him
him?
money for his birthday.
Why don't you be quiet? I'm a marketing genius, bro.
You're a marketing
Yeah,
genius.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, buddy.
Yeah, okay. That's
Yeah,
why you're
buddy.
always begging for a fucking $1 every
Because
morning at
my
the
mom
gym. If
controls
you're a
me.
marketing genius, you
I-
have more than a fucking $1 in your pocket.
Brad,
you know,
Brad,
you lying
Brad.
sack of
If I didn't
shit.
know any better,
Trump says,
marketing-
Brad, if
I'm
I didn't know
marketing
any better,
genius.
I'd say you're fucking juicing, buddy.
I'm a marketing
Yeah,
genius.
crazy.
You know I am.
Crazy. You post boy.
Shut up, you
Jason,
fat cunt.
you see these headphones on my head?
Yeah.
When you yell into the microphone,
Yeah.
my eardrums.
Hurt.
Yeah.
Hey, Brad, mailman. Brad,
Jason,
Hey,
just
you
shut
should
up.
re-
You can't,
you
if
should
you
re-
can't come up with something good, just shut the fuck up, will you? You can't think of anything. Post boy, mail. Come on.
how about mailhead?
Come on. Mailhead. Okay, good.
Something funny.
What video game are you playing now? I heard you weren't even playing the game. I heard you just watching somebody else play and taking your fucking pants off like an asshole.
I'm playing the video.
I watched one of the videos, and it doesn't even look like you're actually playing. Like you're just ho-humming with the joystick, trying to make it look like you're playing.
I am playing.
You sure?
Yeah,
Do you even know how to play the games?
Yes. Actually, I've won many battles today. Victory.
Believe that shit?
Victory.
Richard has this look on his face, like, what the fuck am I doing
By
here?
the way,
yes.
by
We're all
the
wondering
way,
that. Whenever Jason's around,
by
we
the
always
way, I'm
wonder
a
that.
marketing genius.
How
so
are you? Explain to me how you.
Yeah, how
I
are you a
know how
marketing
to
genius,
make
Jason?
money.
So why are you always begging for money?
Because my mom controls.
Begging for money isn't making money,
Because
asshole.
my mom controls me for circumstances. You don't understand. I don't want to go there.
No, we
Okay.
understand,
We totally-
Jason,
we
what you're
definitely
getting
understand.
at. But if your mom,
My
even
mom my mom
no, but
doesn't-
even if
my
your mom controlled your money, okay, you don't live, or your mother doesn't live, and
You
you're.
don't understand. You don't understand.
let him
Let me
Finish.
finish. You don't live in a place that would denote the fact that you're making all this money. You're living a very modest lifestyle. So if you were rolling in fucking dough and you're a marketing genius and all this money's coming in, you would be have a better standard of living. So I have to say to you, you're bullshitting.
I've made a lot of money off social media over the years.
Well, what's a lot of money? What's a lot of money to you is probably fucking money that I wouldn't wipe my tuchus with. It's fucking nothing.
I'm smart, man. Whatever you're saying.
Well,
can
you
say
can-
all
Okay,
you-
fucking Fredo. Where's your microphone?
Fredo.
Are you sitting on it? I'm smart.
I'm so pumped I can't even hold it. I put it that way. And that's from doing legs.
And put it like I'm doing. See, I have it with my arms where that's because these.
Richard, you look hard as steel all over
That's
your
what
neck,
my girlfriend told me last
your
night.
traps, your back. That's hard, dense muscle that you don't see not only in
how
people
old is
your
he?
age, but people half your age or 1/3 of your age. I don't see it anymore.
How old is your girlfriend?
My girlfriend's 63,
Oh, okay.
and she can't believe that I can do what I can do at my age. And I told her some of it is because I've been a weight trainer for 45 years. And, of course, I take performance-enhancing drugs every chance I get.
Why not?
And it's not just for the muscles, it's also for the groin.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
And for the brain,
Right.
where it starts.
That's exactly right.
Matter of
What
fact,
happened, what happened to that fucking bozo
Yes.
at the end of the table? You must be taking bad shit.
No.
No?
Jason, you are actually very smart, very acute with your responses.
Yeah.
You're very.
You always feed his fucking delusions.
No,
amazing.
why-
No, he
Be
never
quiet.
ceases to amaze me.
Why don't you be
Amazing.
quiet, you
He always
damn
feeds your
mailman
fucking
prick?
He always feeds his
Mailman,
fucking
go
delusion.
fuck yourself.
You're more full of shit than anybody I've ever fucking
I want to
met
see.
in my
Look,
life.
I want to see this
It's
exchange with
amazing.
Carla
It's
Dunlap's
amazing.
sweet ass sitting here. What she thinks about this,
He can't be your
Remember,
and I will definitely lick her seat when she's done.
you're
I
definitely
wouldn't
trying
talk
to keep
it
her
up too
from
much.
coming over here.
Yeah, exactly. She might change your fucking mind.
Edit.
Yeah. There's no editing this shit, buddy.
Shit.
Who cares? It's a fucking difference.
Well, she's heard she has a rich husband.
Great.
He's white.
Well, that would be ideal. Then she can, go to the gym all the time. And a lot of these guys do have, or women, they have someone who sponsors them in one way or another, not necessarily with product, but they have money, and that's how they can go to the gym every day and get whatever
Yes.
they want to.
And she is a very
enhance their
high-priced
bodybuilding.
trainer. Her rates are pretty through the roof.
Oh, no shit.
She Miss Olympia. Why not?
Yeah. What would you think they are? She trains only one guy there. That's all I ever see.
500.
You think so?
Yeah.
500 for what, an hour?
I heard some of those trainers are off the wall.
Oh, shit.
Where is she training?
LA Fitness.
In Delray,
And they have
LA
a-
Oh,
I
in
think she
Delray?
was-
I may have
she
met
may
her,
have
and I
a
don't know
studio
it.
downtown. From
You've
what-
seen her.
I have seen her?
Yeah.
Yeah, I may have seen her, and I don't even know who she
Right.
is.
I didn't know until Andrew pointed her out, and then I had to look at her because she's old.
First
now,
black Miss Olympia.
She's in her 60s, right?
And
Something like that.
when I was turned puberty and I used to go and look at muscle magazines.
Is she on the tall side?
No.
Oh,
She's shorter than me, I think.
Go ahead. What were you saying, Lenny?
She was on a cover of Flex magazine.
Yeah.
It was almost like a Marilyn Monroe thing, but her skirt was up.
Uh-huh.
And she had a thong on, but it was like bare-assed, right on the cover of Flex. And that's what I jerked off to starting out. Carla Dunlap.
Do you still have that magazine?
I'll tell
I
you,
wish.
when I was a kid, I used to jerk off to National Geographic.
Oh, the banana tits, right?
The
What
natives.
country in Africa?
The ladies
turn
with
your-
the fucking
There you
plates
go.
in their mouth.
It didn't matter
bones in
what
their
country in
nose.
Africa, as long as they had fucking tits and they were hanging out, you know?
Those
They
girls
didn't-
from New Guinea, I can't do it with
Well,
them.
you never saw any pussy in the National Geographic, but you saw a lot
Bush.
of tits.
Yeah, all tits.
Funny-looking tits.
I know. I was always.
Bullet tits, banana tits.
Exactly.
Fucking weird.
Eggplant tits. Very funny-looking.
Yeah.
I remember once I went to a strip club in Florida. It was a very famous one, actually, on the West Coast. I won't mention the name. Not that they.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, right? Anyhow, Mons Venus. I know. And I went there once, and the women there, they let you touch them all over the place, and they let you suck on their tits and their nipples. Anyhow, this one woman, I was with her for like a fucking hour. I must have spent $300. I kept paying over and over for these $30 dances, and I said to her, "What is it with you? You got the sweetest taste in nipples I've ever sucked on." She said, "I'm lactating, you jack off." And then I was fucking worried because I thought, from
It is
body
sweet.
fluid,
It's
maybe
nice.
I could get AIDS. Maybe she's had a fucking disease. No, I know. So I was very concerned about it. And, even though I had a smile on my face, I was worried.
Have you ever sucked on lactating titties, Jason? Have you ever sucked on a tit?
My mom breast.
By the way,
And that was when? Last week?
I was about to say, how recently?
Years ago.
by the way, there's a big market for breast milk
Yeah,
to
Lenny wants
bodybuilders.
some.
They buy it all the time and they drink it, and I think it's loaded with vitamins and nutrients. Isn't that right, Lenny?
Yes. Arthur Rhea, who just passed away, had a human breast milk formula that was derived from actual lactating women, but it was in a powder form.
Well, my ideal job is to work as a janitor in the maternity ward and suck those titties. My other dream job, of course, is to be a janitor in a convent with a bunch of whores. And well, they're not whores; they're nuns. But I want them to, something happens. It's like a science fiction movie, and they become insatiable, and they need a man, and I'm the only guy around.
Some of them are. You can't identify them because they don't wear the traditional uniform, but you'd be surprised.
Well, I've seen some actual porn where they have the girl dressed up like a nun.
Oh, yeah.
And going down on the priest.
But when I went to Catholic school, if somebody shit their pants, they'd take us in the boys' room, and this one would make us drop trowel.
Really?
Yeah, she'd sit in a chair, and we'd have to pull our pants down in front of her. Like, you can't smell it or find out who it is. Everybody had to, one by one, pull their pants down in front of a nun. That's happened.
Well, they should have jumped her and then
Yes,
shoved their
that's
cock in her mouth. That's what I would have done.
Well, I have something fun. Me and Brad are gonna play Star Wars opening night, the 17th, when it comes out on Twitch.
Yeah, Brad can't wait for that, right?
Oh,
Brad?
really? What, did you just volunteer me to do that? I wasn't aware.
I didn't know you liked.
Oh, really?
We'll
Oh,
play the new
that's
Star Wars
good. That's
Battlefront
great.
2 game on
Wow.
the 17th.
Okay, awesome.
You better put some
So you're gonna
Vaseline on
split-
your ass,
so-
Brad.
I'm gonna put it on your
We're gonna
ass.
play Twitch.
Okay, perfect.
What do you mean? I've got
So
a-
I want to split whatever money you
I don't
make
have
on
to
that
put
one.
Vaseline on my ass. I've got an ass plug in it right now. I'm always ready.
What you need is a little spit.
Brad, don't worry. His account will get banned and taken down by then. He'll do something stupid again, and it will get taken down.
No, over my dead body. We perfected that problem.
What? What problem did you perfect?
I perfected with my gaming man.
What did you do?
He made it for over 18 years old or older. He changed the settings. Has to be over 18 or older.
So now you can take your pants off.
You didn't show your dick. Why did they make
I
such
did,
a
that
big
was
deal
kind of
out
weak, though.
That
Honestly,
was weak. That
was
was
bullshit.
That was bullshit.
yeah. I mean, it was stupid of you to do that,
But
but
it
at the
was-
same time, you weren't naked. I mean,
No, I
you were one step to being naked if you got enough money. Are you collecting money from that shit? You're asking people for what? To do push-ups or some shit?
You don't understand. This is how it works.
What did I hear?
Twitch is a new site.
No. I'm not asking about Twitch. I'm asking what you're asking people to give you money for. You ask people to give you money to do push-ups?
Push-ups, whatever they want.
What
Are
he's
you
doing is
fucking
he
kidding
thinks that people are going to pay.
He's just totally
To
whoring
what?
himself out.
Well,
man.
he thinks people are going to pay to watch him do shit.
Well, some people will. They're
Well,
that
they'll pay to
fucking
watch
dumb.
him jerk
They're that
off,
dumb.
but I don't know about doing push-ups.
Push-ups, yes.
Yeah, they paid him to fucking do that shit.
To do
Jason,
push-ups?
I'm gonna pay you
Anybody
to
that
jerk
pays
off,
him to do this shit
do
is
it.
dumber than him.
Well, not only that, but they don't have a life.
Exactly.
Or the rich.
No, but they don't have a life. If you're rich, you don't pay some jerk off to do push-ups. you could go.
Maybe because they like me.
You're right.
Ooh.
You're right.
Jason
you
has
hit
a
the
look
nail.
of
You hit
intensity
the nail
tonight.
right on the head, Jason. That's why they're paying you, because they like you. I'm not kidding. I agree with you, but it's kind of weird. What is it? In other words, you're not that much of an interesting character, in my opinion, for someone to pay you. You know, the general Joe public to watch you do push-ups. Fuck, I'll take money and do
Because
push-ups
they
too.
like me. They like me. They like me.
Jason, you got to talk to them.
They like me. I can't.
Yeah, I know, but I wonder what they like about you. Actually, I'm just curious.
It's mysterious. Can't explain.
It's mysterious.
Can't explain.
I understand Cali Muscle's been doing the same thing.
Yeah, Cali Muscle.
Could you go into detail?
What do you mean Cali Muscle? He plays video games
Yeah.
on that shit?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Typical, like I said, he's always likes to go the easy way out, the easy route for money. Porn, video games. Let's go to prison. Who cares? Let's make my quick buck. I had him penned.
Quick buck.
And if you ever want to go at it, Cali,
that's
that's
putting
always
head at, that's
available.
putting head at the end of the table is all about the
I
quick buck,
always
too.
challenge you to an MMA fight, a boxing match, a wrestling match, anything you want.
Who is
That's on
that?
you.
Who's he talking about?
Some
Some
fucking
ex-con.
mush
Oh.
mouth fucking
Another YouTube fitness asshole.
Oh,
Ebonics speaking fucking asshole.
Woo.
oh, he speaks Ebonics, huh?
Yeah.
I thought that.
Well, you got all this money, you can't fucking speak properly. You fucking
You're right.
ghetto
You're right.
piece of shit.
Exactly.
Grow the fuck up. Anybody that talks hood like that when they're in their, after you're like 22 or 23, it's just like these jerk offs that are in their 30s. That
Well,
wear
that's
their
why
hats fucking
they're losers.
sideways
That's why they
and
don't
shit.
get anywhere
They
in
got
life.
jerk offs
outta
in the
here.
NFL.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
come on.
talking the same when they introduce themselves. They tell their high school. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, somebody sent me some statistics about all the people that were arrested in the NFL. It's staggering how many players in each team get arrested every year for fucking violent crimes. It's just unbelievable.
Felonies.
And look, if I could go back and I'll play football for millions of dollars like they do, I'd fucking do it. Whoever heard of that? Back when I was a young man, they didn't pay that kind of money. You know, nowadays you get a decent contract, you're a millionaire
with your
overnight.
height,
Yeah,
your athletic
absolutely.
ability, sure.
Exactly.
In fact, you look like one now. If somebody said you're an excellent of a player, I believe it.
Well, yeah,
You can
I'm
definitely say that for sure.
I,
Did you ever play any sports?
Well, here you got a guy like Hernandez who hung himself in prison. He murdered somebody. Who the fuck would do that when you have all this money? Who needs to be a violent criminal like that? Evidently, he couldn't stop himself.
He was a thug, you know.
Right.
I see El Chapo's having trouble in prison.
Is he?
He's having psychological issues.
Oh,
he wants
wow.
to try to get moved to a psychiatric facility. Of course, he's been broken out twice.
Exactly. He wants to get moved to where they can tunnel in and
Yeah.
get him.
He's having issues.
Or
How
maybe
many
he
hits
wa-
did he quarter on people?
He probably wants to
Little
sneak out
fuck.
in the laundry basket.
Yeah.
What everybody should do is shit their pants and take the dirty underwear and throw it in the laundry basket. And then have him kind of think he can sneak out. And then he gets in there and then they wait on the outside for him and they say, how'd you like that, El Chapo?
What do you think about El Chapo, Jace? You know who that is?
You know who it
He's
is?
a gang member, I think.
Basically.
He's what?
Yeah, he's a gang member. Yeah, he's a gang member.
He's one of the most well-known drug dealers in the world.
Yeah, a drug dealer. Yeah.
No, well, not a gang member, a drug dealer. Yes, he has his own gang, of course.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But he's really a drug dealer. But you're not someone that necessarily reads current events. I understand.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't necessarily know who he is.
Jason is current events.
Yes, I am current.
I love how you fucking gas him up, man.
What is true? You have to
Jesus
admit.
Christ.
I had people at the gym asking me about Jason. When's Jason going to L.A.?
Lenny
Three
is a
people
great.
today.
You know, Lenny likes to take an underdog under his arm, right? You like.
Yeah, I'm sort of like P.J. Braun and taking Dale Chance as a sponsored athlete. That's taking someone under your arm. Someone with no chance, get it? No pun intended, Dale.
Right.
Of ever making it in bodybuilding.
Well,
And feeling sorry for the guy.
Yeah, he asked for that sponsorship.
He begged.
Yeah.
He got on his knees and begged for it.
Dale, I met Dale.
Yeah,
He's the one who came down once, remember?
Yeah, and he went over to Blackstone Labs and begged for sponsorship.
And he got it.
And he got his sample pack. I don't know what else is coming in.
Yeah. His pack of fucking laxative.
Yeah.
What'd you think about that deer he killed? Did you see it? It's big tough guy shooting at things that can't shoot back.
Well, I'll tell you the truth. I shot an elk once. I went. I got a pass to hunt elk and bear, which I did up in Colorado. I used to live in the Rocky Mountains, and as a rite of passage, I went up there with a bunch of guys on horseback. We went 5 miles into the interior up in the Rocky Mountains. There was nothing up there, and I got myself a bull elk, but I would never necessarily want to do it again because it's a beautiful, majestic animal. Even though I ate the meat, I didn't.
They say elk is one of the best.
It is. There's nothing like
How
the
big was it?
tenderloin. It's it's hard to describe, but it's 750 pounds of meat.
And how in the fuck do you drag that thing?
Well, what happens was that when I shot it, it was near a fire road, so I had never field dressed an elk, so I am a city boy pretty much, even though I'm rough. But I had to call. I called an outfitter to come up with his pickup, meet me up there and show me how to do it, or at least help me do it. And he did. He came up, one of these guys who takes people out, and he showed me what to do. Not that I would remember it. And then he had a small lift or crane on the back of his pickup, and we picked up the animal after he gutted it and cleaned it up. And you have to be careful not to cut the piss sack because it could ruin the meat. And then he put it on my truck, and I drove down the fire road to the butcher, and I would, dumped it off.
A real pain in the ass.
It is a pain in the ass, and one of the things you do there is you pull out their back teeth, and you can put it on a hat for, like a memento. But I would never really want to do that again because it was a beautiful animal, and the meat was very good. I actually got sick of eating the meat after a while. After I finished the tenderloin and some of the other things, the hamburger meat,
Well, you
I got
just start
sick.
giving it away.
I did.
Yeah.
I did, and there's a lot of families in Colorado that could use it.
How long can you freeze it for?
Well, I think you can freeze meat up to a year without it becoming bad or frostbite. I had a huge freezer in my garage for just that type of thing that you can put in a whole, basically 700, 800 pounds of meat.
Jason, I'm relieved to hear you're doing a bodybuilding show next year.
What?
You are?
I might come back. Maybe.
You told me you were definitely doing a show. What do you mean might?
Fucking
I
God.
might. I don't know yet. I'm not 100% sure. It depends if my injuries go away.
Your
Can you
injuries.
describe your injuries to the listeners?
I have a bad back right now. It's really fun.
Well, he's into swimming.
That's this week.
He likes swimming.
He's got a bad back this week. Next
Brian,
week,
you
he'll
want to
be
show us how your pectorals healing up? You want to see the discoloration?
Oh, yeah, I saw that black and
I
blue.
showed him. It's
Let's
bad.
take a look.
Yeah, I don't know that you actually. I don't think you warmed up enough, Brad, for you to pop that pec muscle like that.
That's an injury. Too.
Oh!
Let's see.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. But it looks worse now
I
than
can't
it
see
did.
it, Brad.
It looks worse now than it did, Brad.
Yeah.
That'll go away.
Yeah, it's fine.
That happens to everybody. Anybody who trains at all is going to be injured once in a while.
Yeah.
It just happens. Even though you try and warm up and you try and avoid that, it just happens.
Lenny was saying, and so was Koth Andrew, that I probably was a little dehydrated. It happens.
Everyone's dehydrated.
Yeah.
Everyone
and I
is.
definitely didn't drink enough that morning.
Nobody's ever optimally hydrated. No one
Right.
ever has optimal vitamin D levels. No one's in the sun optimally.
That's why I
I'm in the sun
decided
all
to
day,
start
so-
drinking my own urine.
There's been documented proof of bodybuilders doing that. The Mensa
Yes.
brothers being one of them.
Well, I took it to the next level. I started eating my own feces.
But no, seriously, if you swallowed feces, could you die?
Well, what you
Jay Masters said you could.
well, you don't. What you get is
not a question any of us
you get
can answer.
what do you call it,
okay?
poisoning
We're not
from
doctors,
it.
but
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the name of it. It's not. It's E. coli. If you don't have a strong constitution, you can die from E. coli.
Right.
You know, so I've gotten it before from licking women's assholes, but
You
other
have
than that,
Are you serious?
I know that's a disgusting subject. I won't go there.
Jason, have you ever rimmed
Should have heard what
anybody?
we talked about last week.
I don't know.
You know what a rim job is, Jason?
I know what a rim job is. Secret. I can't.
What is
tell-
it? What's
top.
a rim job?
When you lick some girl's ass.
So why is it top secret? You could say if you licked a
Yeah.
girl's ass.
By the way, when
It's
I was a
top
kid, we call it giving
It's top
somebody
secret.
brown eye.
Yeah.
or a round eye. That's what we call
Well,
it,
that's what
round
we used to
eye.
call it, the brown
So,
eye.
Jason, have you
Round
done it or not?
Of course
Oh, no,
not. He's
yeah.
a fucking virgin.
No,
He's
I've
never
done it with a hooker.
Bullshit,
Where?
dude.
And down in the hood.
Where? What
Bullshit.
street?
I don't
Sixth
believe, I
Avenue.
don't fucking believe it.
No, but maybe it was a tranny. How do you know it was a real woman?
It was a real woman.
Get
I
that-
put my dick
Trannies
You did not.
are
I
a
put
real
my dick in
woman
a pussy. I paid her $100.
if she's taking
You're
estrogen.
full of
Years
shit.
You go
ago,
by
man.
estrogen.
Years ago.
I don't care.
Before
Years
I
ago,
even met him.
yesterday, you're lying.
2006.
Jason,
You've never.
You ought to do that
fucked
girl at the
anybody.
juice bar
Who are you talking about?
at LA Fitness in Delray.
I
got
think
no
Jason
shots.
should have done that. Who's the girl that used to come in there? She had her own website with the dark hair. She was a bodybuilder.
Debbie?
But, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, she's rough, man. She's rough.
You wouldn't even fuck her.
Her clit was bigger than
No,
Jason's
you're right.
cock.
I wouldn't fuck her. How do you know? How do you know, Andrew, how big her clit was? What'd she do? Put a softball up there?
No, she has porn online.
No, I think I saw her naked online.
She was like fucking Santa Claus or something, right?
Did she? Oh, yeah, she actual porn video?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Andrew will pull it up in a minute.
But I remember the girl that worked at the pizza place. Remember
You have it, right?
remember the girl that worked at the pizza place?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
She was hot.
She's got 2 kids now. Are you all right? man?
Yes, they're married. She's married with a couple of kids. God bless her. Look, sometimes you got to resort to porn to make a living.
Hey, it's all right.
You know, I did it for years. Anyhow.
Jason, if you do ever lick a girl's asshole, make sure it's not a hooker's asshole.
They're
Make,
dirty.
make sure it's a clean girl you're
Well, how do you know hookers don't have clean assholes? They might.
Call it a
Their
hunch.
pussies might be dirty, but their assholes, maybe they don't let guys touch their assholes. I had a hooker once. She was real high class. She had strawberry blonde hair. She was one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. And I won't mention her license plate because somebody may know who she is, but she had a personalized plate, and she wouldn't let me go down on her. She said, only my girlfriend can do that. I'm sure if I pulled out a couple of other C notes, she might have done it. But, yeah, some of them have specific rules.
Yeah, when I do that, I shake the girl's hand up front. I slip them. I call it their the gift. And I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to hear
Donation.
any more about it. Right, I don't even want to look at it. It's giving you first, right off the bat, forget about it, no matter what happens. How good or how bad you are. Because that, to me, that ruins it. Negotiating over money, this and that. I don't even want... Then I like to put myself in another world.
Well,
That's why I never really like hitting the same one twice. I always like that new...
Hitting the same one twice.
Now I always like to make them think that I'm never going to forget this client, ever.
I'll tell you, I used to cruise. This was many years ago, of course. I would cruise in Hallandale on Federal Highway. There was
I
some
heard it
girls.
was something else back then.
Well, there was a girl there I picked up who was married with kids. I picked her up once, and I had this big BMW, a 7 Series. And I would get in the back seat in my car. Of course, it would be running with the air conditioning. I'd lock the doors. I pushed the seats up electronically all the way to the front. So the back seat was like a little living room.
Yeah.
I had a fucking party with her, man. It was great. And
Yeah.
I always wanted this girl. You know, I tried to take her away
You're
from her
smart.
husband.
You have to lock the door. You have to have the plan. And sometimes, even though some of the crack whores, you slip them a small amount of money. Then for a little bit more, give them 5. I'd have 5s all over the car, different places.
Oh, yeah?
That's if I was with a girl. When I'm talking about if I go to Backpage or something like that, which I haven't done every year, I like to get that out of the way. But for street whores, it's a whole other story.
I'll tell you, I've seen some crack whores that are gorgeous. If you clean them up,
Oh, yeah.
they could be fucking unbelievable.
But sometimes I'd get off on the uglier, the better.
Well,
There'd
you're a
be some
better
real
man than me,
ghouls out
Lenny.
there.
Well, because they're willing to do anything.
But
like
one
the fact-
thing,
that's
Richard,
like they
I'd
always say-
sweat because I'd always take the keys, and nothing worse than this happened to me in a hood. I don't like say down in Lauderdale
Yeah.
or Miami, Overtown, like in a back part of the woods
Uh-huh.
at the end of a street. I remember a girl turned my car off, grabbed the keys, ran out of the car.
No shit.
I've had situations where 30 guys, I'm talking about not even on a road.
Oh, yeah?
Parked in like near a swamp. And there's 30, you-know-what's converging on my car. And how do I make it out of there? I don't know. But this happened on 6 or 7 different occasions. One time my car didn't start.
You gotta be careful, because when I was in high school, we had a guy who went to cop some drugs down in a bad neighborhood like that. They fucking killed him.
Yeah.
You know, you can't fuck around in those bad neighborhoods.
It just goes to show I wasn't meant to die.
No, I don't think you
6
were.
or 7 times you had 30 people
Don
running
and
out.
Boynton, I told you the time 30 guys took my glasses, punching me in the face.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Jason,
I like to go back there with you and let's kick
Jason.
some ass.
You go to the bathroom
Jason.
outside, Jason.
This was
Jason,
1992.
Rule number 2: you piss outside. You remember what you did when you were here helping us pack up T-shirts? You wee-weed all over my fucking floor. What are you doing? You Skyping with someone? All right, just no urinating and no defecating.
Except for who, our special female guest. She's going to urinate and defecate right here.
Who is?
I won't name names because I don't want to scare anybody off.
No, don't scare anybody away.
Jason's now locked in my bathroom.
Anyhow, Lenny, I'm willing to go back to that place in
Doing
Boynton
God
Beach
knows
with
what.
you with a fucking bat, and let's go kick some ass.
Yeah, right.
Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard in Seacrest.
I took him down there the other day.
Oh yeah, that's a rough neighborhood, man.
Cherry Hill.
Is there ever a Martin Luther King Boulevard in a good neighborhood?
No, I don't know.
That's
I don't
not
think
in the
that's-
It's like
ghetto?
they desecrate his name.
Right, yeah.
No, but I don't think that's
Like
called.
Malcolm
That's
X
not Cherry
Boulevard.
Hill. You're talking about north of Cherry Hill, if I'm not mistaken.
I remember coming in Cherry Hill and all 30 little spooks coming up, big man, because I wasn't tan at all. You ain't scared, is you? You ain't scared. I said, scared of what? I said, scared. And I heard earlier they chained a white guy to a tree. He was hanging out with them.
Oh, really?
Acting like their buddy. They chained him to a tree one day.
That was me.
And they beat him to death. And they found him, but his arms tied
So
behind
how
his
did you
back.
get out of those situations if it was
Drove
6 or 7
out.
fucking times?
Drove out.
Did you run anybody
One
over?
time in Delray. Well, actually, I did. I ran over a guy in Pompano Beach.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm surprised. Let me tell you something. Those police officers, this was early 90s. They're laughing their ass off. Do you know what they told me? Honest to God, we're going to get you out of here. Don't worry about it. He goes, you're cleaning up the streets as far as we're concerned.
Get the fuck out.
Yes. And then
awesome.
this girl, they're asking me, everyone's like, they had a reverend there, like, what's going on, Apparently, I was looking for girls to the left this side of the road, and I hit a guy in the street, some old black bum.
Well,
And
I'll
he
tell you-
went flying.
If I was a cop, I think I would have told you the exact same thing.
Yeah, no
Well, I'll
shit.
tell you, I met a guy once who was a cab driver in New York City, and 2 guys tried to rob him, and he was able to maneuver away from them, and he ran them both down. And not only did he run them down, he backed up over them a couple times to make sure that they were done. And to this day, he told me he never saw anything in the paper about it. It's like they swept it under the rug. I don't know.
Leak outside.
And when the cops, they were got a kick out of what I was telling them, they said, what were you doing down here? I said, I was looking for a girl. As soon as I said that, about 15 girls within this mass of people, listen to this, ran into my car and shut the door. Let's go, big man. And I said, tell him to get out of my car. I told the cops. He says, he goes, you got to beat him up and throw him out. So literally I stood there, I grabbed the one, and I'm trying to pull her out. She's holding on to the car. There's girls in the back seat, all crack whores.
Wow.
I just literally throw them out one by one while they laughed.
I think we should go down there and do a video of that.
That is fucking great.
I don't know if it's so this was 1990.
Oh, yeah,
Three.
probably
They
not
might
the
have,
same.
yeah, they got it under
Now they
control
just
now,
take
I
a
think.
razor and slit your throat,
Exactly.
probably.
Yeah, I had a razor put to my neck one time.
Jason, do you need to use the bathroom?
Yes.
If I let you use the guest bathroom, will you get your
Number
PP
1 or number
PP
2?
in the toilet?
What if
Yes.
it's number 2?
You're gonna check when you're done.
If
You
I-
realize
if
that.
I see any piss on the floor, you're licking it up.
Jason,
What? Jason, just sit
No,
down when you pee like you normally do.
Right, I'm being serious.
what about the crabs
You
on
know,
his
I
ass?
can't pee when I sit down.
No.
It's very difficult for me to pee sitting
When you take
down.
a shit, you don't pee.
I do, but I can't
Right.
pee all of it. For some reason, it's like my bladder is blocked up. I got to stand.
I'm sure I have a large prostate. Everybody does.
I'm sure I do. I've had a
Everybody
massage
does.
many times. I've had a massage a lot.
It sucks.
I got to get mine checked next time I'm due.
Well, if you saw what the
Are you
nurse...
going to Alan Levine's birthday party tonight?
No, I haven't seen
Why?
him
He
in
plans to
years.
put something else up his ass.
What did he get stuck up his ass?
A sex toy.
They guy Alan that
he used to work out at the gym, and
the
we
one
found
that had
out
the one that had the lady from China.
Lenny works. We know it's okay to talk about where you're working.
In the
Right?
emergency room.
Yeah, and he found out that
They're pulling him on a stretcher.
right.
You would
And
know him if you saw
he
him.
probably, instead of going, like in agony, he was probably going, ooh, ooh.
He probably loved when they pulled it out.
Anyhow, the whole gym heard about it, and the fucking guy was so embarrassed. He
Never came back.
He never came back to the gym.
Well, he's the one that told me. He told me a story where, his parents owned a Kosher Butcher shop, and him and this other kid sucked each other off in the freezer like they're 10 years old.
I don't want to hear about that.
That's fucking lovely.
Yes.
Just
He would
wanna
go.
meet
He
some
would go up
freaks,
there
come
and
to
pick up
Delray.
crack whores and trannies too in West Palm all the time.
Well, he
In
married that
Corvette.
Chinese girl. He sent away for her. Remember that?
Yeah, that really worked. She didn't even know how to give a blowjob.
Well, she didn't want to fuck him. She thought it was
that's right.
disgusting.
Yeah.
She ended up divorcing him.
Her name was Ping. I remember that.
Was it?
Ping.
I wonder why they called her Ping. She used to fucking ping when
Her
she
last
got
name
laid.
Pong.
Yeah,
You know what
ping
they-
pong's big in China.
You know what I just realized the problem is with asking you gentlemen to take your shoes off when you come into my house?
What?
This whole fucking room smells like feet. I don't know
Well,
who
I
it
just
is.
took a shower, so it's not me.
I fucking worked
and Lenny
all
just
day.
came from the gym.
Lenny
so it
came
could
from
be
the gym,
Lenny.
and Jason always smells like feet.
Actually,
so-
they do that in Japan. You take your
Right.
shoes off for you in the
Correct.
house.
Oh, they do it in a lot of countries.
Well, he's got carpet. If he had tile.
Well, in a lot of countries, they don't have shoes.
There's also
Well,
duck shit
when you
all
go to
over outside
Amsterdam,
my
you have to
house.
take your underwear
yeah,
off.
I think Dale just started wearing shoes last year.
Yeah, fucking.
The rednecks don't like to wear shoes.
They wear flip flops.
They start chewing tobacco at like 4 years old. That's why he's fucking.
Thanks to
grills all
PJ
shit.
Braun, he's giving that kid some culture. Poor
What,
Dale.
that's part of the sponsorship etiquette classes?
They should
Just common
come out.
sense.
Guess what it is? He's getting a bunch of free fart powder.
Coming from the man who knows it for himself.
Yep.
Speaking
What,
from experience.
You fart a lot when you take protein powder, Jason?
No, it's the supplements don't even work. They're just scams. They're just to make a buck.
How about somebody-
Revelation.
Now
How
you're
about
talking
somebody
big.
that convinced you to go on that fucking mustard diet that time?
Oh, that was horrible.
No shit.
Oh, let's hear about that.
Eggs, water, beef, and mustard. Mr. Aaron Zingerman made me go on that.
Yeah, what the fuck was that all about? The mustard diet, you know?
Mustard diet, I don't know. Just straight up mustering.
Oh God.
Speaking of things that are yellow, someone want to go check my bathroom floor? You know what? I'm going to go check. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't
That's
want to
what
go in
Blackstone
there.
should come out with, a line of dip for
have a
Dale.
weak
Dale's
stomach.
dip.
Dip.
Yeah. Chewing tobacco.
That's a good idea.
Well, what's his name used to chew tobacco and he lost his tongue from it, I believe.
Oh no shit.
The guy in the rock group married to Van Halen. He lost his part of his tongue was cut away because he
shit.
got tongue cancer
You
from
ever
chewing
try it?
tobacco.
You ever try it?
Huh?
You ever try it?
Chewing tobacco?
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah, me too. I didn't like
It's
it.
vile. And I smoked
Yeah.
cigars all my life. It doesn't
No, I
turn
know,
me
yeah.
on chewing tobacco.
You?
No. You kidding? Look at his teeth.
So what? That doesn't mean you don't try. You
And
try
you know, you
everything.
gotta
Anybody that chews
carry.
got some nasty
you
mouth.
carry a cup with you because you want to spit it out unless you're walking around in the street.
I'm sure
But
girls
having,
would like
but
that.
having a tranny cock in your mouth isn't gross.
It's great,
Yeah, huh?
especially when it's attached to.
Licking crack whores' assholes, and he's saying that having chewing
He
tobacco
didn't say
in
he
your
was
mouth
looking
is
at crack
nasty.
or
Trannies.
asshole. Just because he goes out with a tranny doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the guy.
The only thing wrong with it, I haven't done it in over a year.
He's fulfilling his sexuality.
No,
That's
that's
why
fine.
I like Lenny.
Yeah,
He's
but-
a fucking straight up guy.
I have one call me right down the road here. Jog in Atlantic.
Oh, somebody sent me a picture.
Jesus, that's
of
right
that.
here, Lenny.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see because
She
this guy
got
messaged me
scared
today.
by the sound of my voice.
You're answering
Calls
the
herself
questions.
Mistress
Go
Cox.
in the Misfits.
6 foot tall, 200 pounds. She's a little older, but it's pretty hot. Big black
Big black what?
tranny.
I thought I were going to say something else. By the way, Jason's urinating privileges have been reinstated. He got everything in a toilet.
I don't even think he went to the bathroom. I think he's full of shit.
Where's our kratom at, buddy?
Kratom?
Yes.
Hey, you have Andrew Kalura's
Isn't
phone
that
number,
the
right?
fucking bath salt shit?
I may have it on my phone. I don't know.
Isn't
Yeah,
that what
no,
the-
it's similar.
Oh.
I heard it's pretty good. We're
We got
supposed
to
to
get
get
him
some
on
samples.
here one night.
We got to get him down here.
down here?
Tell you, he gets sponsored in a heartbeat. Drug free
He's
for
not
5
even-
years.
He's
He-
not even 40 yet, right?
No, he hasn't taken juice in 5 years. You know, all that muscle memory will come back in 2 months.
You're right.
God
Once
was a
you
beast.
know what you're doing and you go back into it.
And the longer you stay off stuff, God, he would
I
transform
was out of the gym
himself.
for almost a year because of my eye surgery.
And you never would have thought the way you look now.
Yeah, you were out for a whole fucking year.
I thought it was longer than that.
It was about a year. I don't.
You
remember.
must have been depressed.
You didn't touch a weight.
No, I had trouble. I had to go for like months. I couldn't put pressure on my eyes.
So what did you do for the majority of the time? You go online and stuff and read the books?
No, I ate my girlfriend's pussy. I had trouble seeing it completely because, when you have one eye and you're... No, I could see out of both eyes, but it just wasn't... I didn't have the drive. It really knocked the wind out of me.
I couldn't imagine.
Having something like that.
Couldn't imagine.
You have a video of me when I was right before I came back, how thin and gaunt I looked.
Most of these 20-year-olds would have killed themselves.
And you didn't touch a weight.
No. Wow. No. But once you know what you're doing when you get back in the gym, it's easy to get back.
Yeah.
Your muscles never forget.
And you stopped running everything for that year. Or did you stay coasting on the the test?
Truth is, the longer you're off, the better it works.
I didn't need it. I
hate
didn't
to
really
say it.
Didn't take anything?
Well, actually, I think I did take the test to some degree, just because it makes you feel better and it's like a super good feeling. Anyhow, I see Lenny is going to town with some
Collagen protein,
Is that what it is, Lenny?
which is good for your skin. And then the red light bed at Planet Fitness helps with the collagen.
I'm talking about that a lot.
I prefer to do one day in a tanning bed,
Yeah.
the next day in the red light bed. And for that reason alone is enough to get a Planet Fitness membership.
Look at this asshole's attention
Well,
span.
I
He's got to
hope-
keep running over to his fucking
I
stupid
hope
phone.
you. Well, you obviously don't have any skin that's really as sensitive as mine. Definitely. Plus, you look good with that tan from that.
Thanks. Well, this is no melanotan. I've been off that for 2 months, so I'm maintaining a regular tan. But if I took that now, I would be so dark.
Oh yeah.
It'd be unbelievable.
You're already so
Well, you
dark.
can do like that girl did, pretend that she was black and she got a job.
People
for the
thought I
NAACP.
was.
Yeah, there you
they
go.
thought I
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
Imagine
you could get
that.
a job going anywhere, saying you're a fucking
Could you
minority.
imagine if Lenny became the president of the NAACP because people thought he was black?
It's very
Yes.
possible.
Well, that girl wasn't far off.
very
Would you-
possible.
Bozo? What
Very
was her name?
possible.
I don't
How
remember
could
what her
it be
name is,
very
but she
possible?
was one weird broad.
I know what to say to trick
You know, it
them.
reminded me of the movie Tootsie. The guy couldn't get a job, so he
Yeah,
dressed up
Dustin
like a
Hoffman.
fucking
That's right.
broad.
He says it's very possible for him to be the head of the NAACP. After
know
all the
what they
shit
say.
that you've said, that's why it's not possible.
Just tell
to-
my people
you-
they're still being persecuted.
Well,
they're
there's-
still in slavery.
Well,
We're
what it
still
is
in
is
bondage.
There's double standards in this
Correct,
country.
you're right.
He can say something, let's say, that's derogatory about a person of color, but when they say something that's derogatory about a white person, it's considered okay.
Of course.
I mean, it's double standard.
because
in this
their
country.
people were so oppressed. If it wasn't for slavery, they wouldn't fucking
I
be
know,
here.
there was
They'd
some-
be dying of AIDS in
I know
Africa
some of the
right
guys
now.
in
They
the
should
gym.
be happy about
I would give
fucking
them my
slavery.
change as reparations for slavery. I'd give them my fucking change in the gym. They wanted reparations, war
You're-
reparations.
But your people were put in ovens, and you're not fucking complaining.
No.
You don't walk around with a fucking chip on
No,
your shoulder.
No, I don't complain at all about that. There's nothing that can be done about it.
You know.
Whatever could be done was done already. Although some shit is still going down as far as like the stolen artwork. They're still recovering it, the Jewish community up in New York and stuff like that. But yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. You got to let sleeping dog lie in this situation.
Why are you blaming? Because our ancestors
Well,
were
you
slave
know,
owners, and we have to,
Well,
Your
that's
ancestors
exactly right.
were the worst of the worst, Brad. You were the part of the British Empire. In the last 500 years, they made the Nazis look like a joke.
Well, what it was is it was a religious thing where if you weren't a Protestant in England, that's why a lot of people left, and that's why this country was started in a sense. People came over here to get away from that. They wanted to have religious freedom. And if you look into history, that's what it was, and that's what the Crusades were too, to some degree. Of course, the Arabs, the Muslim universe never lets the Western world live that down, and it wasn't the entire Western world. It was fucking England that did the Crusades, to try and exterminate people, get rid of people that didn't believe in what they believed in. Anyhow, enough of the fucking history shit.
Well, Lenny's a history buff.
Well, Lenny's a pretty smart guy. People would look at him and think he's maybe not smart. Or
You
he's
see
just
all
a
my
fucking-
books on my shelf.
Just a musclehead, but he's not.
Yeah, I mean, well, musclehead, if you're going to be a musclehead, it's going to make you smarter. Because the nutrition required it, the performance-enhancing
paying attention,
supplements,
Jason?
that has to do with the brain. If you have low testosterone levels, your brain power is not optimal. And when science realized that, which they would see 40 years from now, they used to think a dumb musclehead. Quite the contrary. The more muscle you have,
true.
the smarter you're going to be. They always show some nerd and say he's a genius. That's not true.
But everything is
skinny guy's
relative.
stupid.
You actually educate yourself.
You can't
Lenny.
call anybody
Some people
stupid,
that
by the
are
way.
muscleheads,
So calm
they don't
down
even
with that.
educate
Skinny,
themselves.
too
You shouldn't even.
You
You
ever
shouldn't
meet
even
somebody
be in
that's
this
driven
fucking.
to say,
You shouldn't even
"How
be
the
in this
fuck is
fucking
this guy, you know?"
conversation.
It's stupid.
Yes, like a lot of people in the ghetto too. They don't educate. It's a one-track mind. I want to get drunk. I want to get high. I want to get laid. I want to watch my sports.
Right.
I want to lay around and sleep in. And
Remember what's his name from the ghetto? He used to street fight, and then they put him in mixed martial arts.
the guy they named.
Kimbo
He
Slice.
was named
That's
after
Andrew's
Andrew's
cat.
cat.
I don't think he had a high IQ, Kimbo. You know.
That's the cat that you want to fuck. Andrew's cat. His cat's name is Kimbo.
Well,
If
what
you
I
ever
was
look
gonna
at his
prove-
fights online, they're very entertaining.
That's the name of your
Yeah.
cat. What I was going to bring is I was going to bring catnip
Kimbo Slice.
and put it down my pants and watch your cat go after my crotch. And I wasn't going to tell you, and you were going to say, "What the fuck?"
Not even 5 minutes. Back down. Back down. Give Jason, do a sickening shout out. Tell them they got to pay you $50 because we're all here. Go ahead. See what you can extort.
Jason, right now, $500 for a shout out because all of us are here right now. How about that? See if you get it.
Still chewing on the shirt.
Still chewing on the shirt. That's right.
We were leaving Planet Fitness tonight, and it was pizza night. Leonard grabbed the whole fucking pizza and walked.
By the
should've
way,
grabbed 3
what kind of crowd is at Planet Fitness at night?
Jesus, Jason, what are you
There's
doing?
a lot of rehabbers. Younger
Just
crowd.
leave. Why don't you
really?
go home now?
Mostly the lower. I don't know. They do have some nice tans in there, nice Spanish girls,
Yeah,
and there's some nice white girls.
Richard, do you
too.
know what he means by a tan?
Black women?
I'm not. Oh, okay.
But I would say, for the most part, they do have the best women.
You think so?
Yes.
When the time Saturday morning, there's nobody in there.
Yeah.
No, but during the week, there's a couple of really nice women that come in there at 5 in the morning, and of course they're working. Everybody wants to get in and get out, but I haven't been there after 5 o'clock, or I don't like that schedule.
So you don't get to see Mark at all?
I missed Mark a few times. He was there. He comes in around 6, and sometimes I'm already on my way home. I missed him a couple times, but he's going in there. He comes in, I think, at 6.
He'll be coming in early because he likes to go in before the sun comes up.
Well, he doesn't jerk off that
I guess
early
so.
either, right?
Who knows?
What do you mean doesn't jerk off? He's
That
fucking
early-
never been
early.
late. He's 40 years old. He's never been fucking late.
Well, we were talking about that the other day. Jay was saying how he jerks off.
Jay's obsessed with the
yeah,
facts.
yeah.
6 times a day or some shit.
Who? Jay? Oh, yeah?
Big Jay.
I tell you what, when I was 15, I was jerking off 6 to 8 times a day. And Carla Dunlap was jerked off to 5 or 6 times a day.
You had time to do that 6 to 8 times a day?
Run in the bathroom at home. I did it at school.
Oh my god, you jerked off in school?
Yeah, in the 80s, that's when the girls had
Did you
the
ever jerk off in school?
big hair and the makeup and the tight pants.
Fucking way.
You could say-
I went in the bathroom. I had some girls sitting in front of me in them tights.
I don't know what
with
kind
the
of
makeup
fucking
and the
school
big
you went
80s
to.
hair.
But I
You
got
missed that, Brad.
I don't know what kind of fucking school you went to, but I got suspended for having hair on my neck. If they caught me jerking off, they'd probably expel me from public school in Dade County.
Well, guys were in
Oh,
the
yeah,
men's
you
room
grew up here.
sneaking
You grew up
cigarettes.
here.
I was sitting there in
Yeah.
the men's room jerking off.
Well, I wasn't. I was taking LSD.
That must. Yeah, I stayed
I
drug
took
free
acid.
through
I
high
took
school.
acid in school once. I
And
had to
GHB. Tell us about that, Brad.
yeah, I had to leave both times.
GHB in school.
Oh yeah, man, I was fucked up.
Yeah, my school, we didn't have air conditioning in those days in the high schools. And you would sit in fucking class in this kind of fucking heat and sweat your balls off, and they want you to pay attention and learn.
That was
Fuck
in-
you.
What year was that?
That was in the 60s.
Late 60s. Yeah.
Right, I graduated in 67. But anyhow, it was difficult.
I graduated in '97.
So, Richard, when you were in high school, was that when men first started to grow long hair, or were you still?
Yes, I was, not only that, but I was the first guy in my high school
Probably
to
the
wear
first one,
bell-bottom
yeah.
pants.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And I was suspended for a week because I wore bell-bottom pants. And I said, what are you, fucking kidding me? You're suspending me because I'm wearing pants with bell bottoms on them? You know, what the fuck? When they suspended me for having hair on my neck, I'm not kidding you. Once I started to grow sideburns, I got suspended. You weren't allowed, you had to
No
look.
shit.
It was so strict in those days. The kids today are spoiled. They have no idea how strict it was back then. We didn't wear uniforms, and it's funny because the school, Pinecrest, that was considered a parochial school. That's where bad kids would go. So if you got kicked out of high school, they would send you to a private school, which would be Pinecrest. And all the bad kids went there supposedly. But it was very strict when I went to high school.
That's in Dade County.
Exactly. I got paddled all the time. They would go through my candy. And
This
see
was a
if I had
public
drugs.
school?
Public school.
Public school
Swear to
used to
God.
Paddled?
down here. Oh yeah.
Public school.
They stopped
corporal
right
punishment.
before I started going to school. They stopped with the
That was
paddle.
real smart.
My
And
brother
look how
used to
bad
get
kids got
paddled.
after that. They bring
That's
it back.
when I started getting a chip on my shoulder, I'll tell you. And I was in love with one of my teachers, this woman. I don't want to mention her name, but I was in love with her. And it's not
She's
like
probably
today.
dead now anyway. It's
gotta be in her
today
90s.
I look at the newspaper and all these girls are getting busted, these teachers that are pretty, for fucking the students. I missed out on that.
Were they, I know, where were they at when I was in school, man?
You know,
I think there's only a couple of my teachers that I would have fucked. But
every time I
there's a
turn around,
couple.
I'm reading about a girl or one of these young teachers all around the country, every state, that's getting arrested for fucking, the students.
What kind of little bitch student goes and tells after he fucks a girl?
I
Yeah,
know.
no
Or
shit,
the mother
exactly.
gets a hold of the phone and finds out that they've been sending, what do they call it, nude photos of teachers?
Sexting, texting.
Yeah, sexting, whatever the hell. Anyhow, remember the blonde that was in Tampa? She was a fucking 12 and she was banging somebody. Oh, I would have fucking licked her. I would have eaten a mile of her shit to get to her asshole.
See where it came from.
She was fucking gorgeous, man.
Yeah, I remember that. Lucky little shit.
I know. Fucking jackass. He probably kills himself now because he doesn't have that pussy.
But that's another double standard, though, because if a male teacher fucks a female student,
That's exactly right. Real bad. I went to high school with a guy once. I ran into him like 10 years later.
Jason, just go, just leave. You keep getting up to go play with your phone. Leave.
I let him. Who the fuck cares? Anyhow,
you add nothing to this
I
anyway.
ran into a guy I went to high school with, and I said, "What are you doing?" He says, "Well, I'm a teacher at one of the schools," and he mentioned, which I'm not going to mention. And I said, "Well, what's going on?" He says, "He's been fucking the students, the girls there." I said, "They're going to crucify you if they catch you. This is the state of Florida.
Yeah.
That's statutory rape. They'll fucking lock you up and throw away the key."
Statutory rape.
Yes, that's what it is.
That's sad.
And Florida was strict back then. It still is to some degree. Anyhow,
Well, yeah, you had that girlfriend that was a little bit younger, right? But
when I was 30, I had a 17-year-old girlfriend that went to high school, and her parents knew I was dating her. I used to pick her up in front of the high school, but I was always a gentleman. I never pushed myself on her, but it was fine. And then I remember I got a 19-year-old girl pregnant. I ended up marrying her. I felt bad. And then 6 months later, I got divorced because she had a miscarriage. So, yeah, I have a lot of stories.
Did you marry her because you loved her, or you married her because she got pregnant?
I married her because she got pregnant, and I liked her, but I wasn't in love with her. But I wanted to stick by her because I'm old school. I'm an older guy, and that's what we did back then. But she fucking ran around. She was out all night sometimes, and she was a piece of shit. Anyhow, I'm glad that she had a miscarriage because otherwise...
It's a good thing, yeah.
Right, exactly. Everything worked out for the best.
Sometimes those things are meant to be.
That's exactly right. Meanwhile, Lenny, you still drinking that stuff out of those paint cans? I remember I used to see you with those. Well, they look like paint cans, and you were drinking stuff out of there.
Well, we got a different formula. So I mix in an empty protein container or one of these, which are seal proof, by the way. Yeah, since I'm doing a lot of insulin before the workout ends, I have quite a concoction. I wouldn't recommend it to the average person.
Yeah.
There's a hell of a lot of branched chain aminos in it. Leucine, different forms of leucine, the Betator, the HMB, the Lucitor, and plain old leucine.
What about that stuff you used to get at the muscle store? Remember, it was...
Pocha 9.
That's it.
Man, I missed some. And you actually tried one. Weren't those fantastic?
We were there
actually
the
don't
other day.
remember. I did try some, but I don't remember the
You told me
feeling.
you got so fucking stoned. He was like, I can't be doing this. I'm too old. Best thing I ever took, because you really didn't pass out on it. The sexual feeling after 15 minutes, nothing gave you that.
Well,
I mean, talk about horny with a capital H. I don't know what the hell was in
I'll
it.
tell you what I used to like, but you got to have a thick stomach. Not a thick stomach, but you have to have a strong constitution to take it, was the pro hormones. That shit is very powerful.
Yes.
Really?
And it's not for everybody because it can make you nuts.
That
but
shit
it
is
sure
banned
makes
now.
you strong. And
Yeah,
big
they
fat.
banned the best ones. Some of them were so strong. I remember Synthol Mark doing 455 pounds on the inclined Smith.
Just being on pro.
I took
Just-
that shit
yeah.
for 6 months. I fucking blew up. I look like a fucking pro.
They were actually designers to where they were actually better than injections.
Yes.
It was Tren in a modified form of Trenbolone in an oral form, which I scoffed at.
What were they called? What was it called?
Pro hormone.
Just
And you can
One
walk
was
in.
called Epistane, Methyl 1 Test.
And what does it do?
1 testosterone. It was just highly specific to the receptor.
Right, and what they would do is change the name every time the DEA would bust the place or find out what it is and outlaw it. They would change the name, make a new formula, a new name, because then you can walk in and buy it and it's not illegal until they find out about it.
There's only so many more steps they can do. They have some on the market now, but they're just not like the ones
I was gonna say
there were 5 and 10 years
Still get
ago.
them on.
You
Black
can,
market?
you can. They're still actually they're made by underground labs. They were so
Yes,
good.
you can't walk. You wouldn't walk in. I mean, I knew Lenny, and I used Lenny's name. He told me I could use his name to go in because they're not going to just give it to anybody who walks in the door because it's under the counter shit. And they gave me whatever I wanted, you know. And then once they knew me and trusted me, you know, actually one time he used to go into a place, and I think he got something like that, and they banned him. Wasn't it him? That
Don,
called his
He
mother?
manages to fuck
Don't mention
everything.
the
up.
name.
he sees Jason come in.
fucking-
He says, "Get out the door right now." He
Right,
doesn't-
exactly.
He had a problem with him, and to this day he
Well,
won't.
nobody should be giving him anything. He's fucking.
No, but they didn't know that he was fucked up like that. They
You
didn't know
speak to him
that.
for 5 minutes, and you know you
Well-
could go to jail for a long time giving him shit.
Theoretically, but
Yeah.
I'd rather they give all these oxycodone addicts that stuff. I think they'd be better off
Yeah, no shit.
right.
in this epidemic of garbage.
You're right. You're right.
If they're willing to take that shit,
Can
why
you
don't you
believe
take
people are
something that'll
doing
help
that?
you?
What they should do is they should round them all up and make them get into weight training. And you can have whatever you want, but you have to have performance-enhancing products. You know, get off the fucking the heroin and the fucking oxycodone and whatever.
Heroin just something I don't ever want to try or ever want to be near in because I heard once you do it, you're hooked.
Well, I've
Just
done,
like porn. Same with brain receptor.
I haven't done that, but I,
Yeah.
The
Works
pro-
the same way. The limbic
Well-
part of your brain.
The problem with heroin are the withdrawal symptoms.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I've shot heroin. I used to try. There's nothing I haven't done when I was younger. in the 60s.
Nicotine in and of itself is more addicting than heroin.
Yeah,
It's the withdrawal
that's my
symptoms
mom.
that make people.
Well, you feel like shit, but the thing about heroin, it's not a fun high. You throw up from it, and then you lay around, and it's not a fun high. It's not an uppity high.
You tried it, huh?
Yes, I've shot heroin many times in the 60s when I was a hippie. There's nothing I haven't tried or done.
No shit.
Oh, yeah, I used to
What
take
was your
LSD,
favorite of all
chew
time?
heroin, sniff glue. There's nothing.
You did the Quaaludes, which all the
I
guys.
fucking did Quaaludes. I did everything.
What was the best?
Belladonna, huh?
What was the best? What did you like
The best in those days, I don't do it anymore, or I do it occasionally, was weed.
Yeah.
Smoking weed was the best because you come down off it, you were straight, you know, at least somewhat. It takes a couple days or a week to get it out of your system as far as your blood, but for all intensive purposes, it was great because it was a nice high, it was mellow, and
Did you ever try ecstasy, MDMA?
they didn't have that back in the day.
Uh-huh.
Quaaludes was the big thing
Okay.
for that type of a high.
You've done cocaine in the 80s.
That
Oh
was
yeah,
the
I
ecstasy
used
is
to
the best
snort
shit.
cocaine. We did speedball. You know, we did all that shit. And John Belushi died from that shit.
Yeah.
You know, mixing up stuff. But we you know, everybody snorted coke, and I used to snort heroin too. When I didn't shoot it, I'd snort it.
Yeah.
You put it in there's a little thing that they have. It's like a wooden boat, and you can shove it into a cigarette, and then you smoke the cigarette, and people don't even know you're smoking heroin.
So how did it feel, and how quick did it hit you?
It hits you immediately, but again,
Well, how do you
like I
describe
say,
the feeling?
It's a nauseous type of high at first because it makes you sick and you can throw up unless you're doing it constantly. But then what happens is after you get sick, you're mellowed out. You know, you have this great euphoria type of thing. Nothing hurts you. But who wants to do that? You don't feel like doing anything.
Yeah,
You just
I was
feel
gonna
like
say you can't function and go out
no,
and do
you know,
anything.
it's not like taking acid where you can walk around and you
Yeah,
see
yeah.
buildings melting and you
Yeah,
think
yeah,
you can
yeah.
fly. It's fucking cool.
Yeah, yeah. LSD
But you
is
don't want to
fun.
get in a
Did
habit
you ever try that?
of taking that either.
You would like acid. I would never give you acid.
No, what
'Cause
you
it lasts like 8 hours.
no, but you can come down off of acid. You just take Thorazine. But the thing is, if you took it and I sat next,
I
to
was
it
given
and
Thorazine in a mental hospital. I felt horrible.
said, okay, but what is
Horrible.
No, but you only would take it if you wanted to come down off the LSD high. But what it does is
But they gave me it to sedate me.
right. Well, in this case, it would be to bring you off the LSD high. But the thing is, if someone was telling you you're on, you're on LSD, then you could handle it because hey, the wall is not melting. And
You
it's
have to be in the
multicolored.
right frame of mind when you take it.
Yeah, you got to have a strong mind, which you do. You're not a weak person, but it's not like Art Linkletter's daughter jumped out of a window, thought she could fly on it. And also the guys remember after World War II, I don't know if you saw this, 60 Minutes did a story on it. They experimented, they took LSD and experimented on some of the guys that had post-traumatic stress disorder. Of course, it fucked them up beyond belief.
Yeah.
And they sued the government, and I think they got some kind of settlement
I
from
remember
it.
seeing that, yeah.
Yes, and that's terrible because they didn't know why the fuck they were hallucinating. All somebody would have had to do is say, hey, man, you're on a drug. It's going to wear off. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can have a bad trip. If you're not in the right frame of mind or something bad happens while you're on acid, you can just fucking lose your shit.
Exactly.
That happened to a couple of my friends.
And we used to take, we had this stuff, they call it Purple Osley, Orange Wedge. We had all these fancy names for the stuff, and it was powerful. I took it in high school. I was a young guy. I started taking it early. I actually did a term paper in my history class on LSD, the effects of it. And it was legal back then, before they made it illegal. And people looked at me like, what's this fucking guy all about,
Yeah.
He's taking psychedelic drugs.
Well, you grew up down here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see. This is the pipeline where all the fucking drugs come in. I was
Well,
introduced
actually,
to all
it
that
was-
shit in middle school, man.
Well,
Since I was
but
12
really,
years old.
the place where it really was more prevalent to some degree wasn't down here. It was from New York, and that's where the guys that we knew, the older guys, that's where we would get it from them, and they were bringing it down from New York and stuff like that. My mother went to a party I remember in Coconut Grove, and Timothy Leary was there, and he was tripping. Of course, he's a professor from Harvard, if I'm not mistaken, it was Harvard, and he experimented with it, and he's the one who gave it some credibility. And she told me that this guy was sitting in the corner. And she found out who it was, and of course I knew right away who it was when she told me his name. And he was wearing red socks, and he looked like a real freak. But it was funny.
Yeah. The best thing I ever took was ecstasy. That fucking.
Yeah, I would
that
agree
shit's
with that.
amazing,
Yeah,
man.
the stuff I got a couple times.
Well, if you
Name
liked
any
that,
names.
you would have loved Quaaludes.
Yeah. You can't get Quaaludes anymore, huh?
Well, you could get them, I think, in Mexico.
What are you doing, Hammerhead?
I'm going, Hammer.
You're going?
I gotta
Good.
get your T-shirt, by the way.
All right,
Don't
gra-
forget-
You can get them,
we'll
I
come-
think, in Mexico.
Bring it back in here, or give it to Andrew.
Anyhow, they were the best. I mean, you could get it on with somebody and go for fucking hours and come 5 times. And
So it's like a
20 minutes.
it's like a Viagra.
It's not so much like a Viagra. It's like and there is no such thing, but it's like a Spanish fly. If there was such a thing as Spanish fly, that's what it was. This is
shit.
what it was like.
And you can't get them anymore at all.
No, well, I said you could get them in Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. I think they changed the name. Also, there were Quaaludes, then they became Soapers.
Lenny, talk to your guy. Put an order in for some gorilla biscuits.
Oh, I have a guy.
gorilla biscuits or Quaaludes, whatever they
do
are.
any of that stuff.
Buick is that outside the house?
I have no idea. Not mine.
There's a random fucking Buick parked outside.
Maybe it's the DEA.
Yeah.
Everything I get though is legal.
They have my house wiretapped.
Yeah, hope-
Everything I get is legal.
You got everything out of my car, right?
Anyhow,
Leonard?
Oh my god, this room smells like fucking feet.
well, meanwhile, I'm gonna have to go shortly. I have things I have to do, but
Oh, you got pussy to eat.
Give me a T-shirt.
Oh yeah, hey look. What do you
Oh, thanks, buddy. Is it a medium?
The large.
A large?
looks
All right,
like,
thanks.
Looks almost like a double.
Thanks, Joe. Thank Joe for me. I'll message him.
Yeah,
Get out of
maybe-
here. Nice having you. Yeah. Not nice having you, I should say.
Oh, don't.
You were useless. You added nothing. But at least you didn't say it's sick, it's piss.
Yeah, hey, Steph, you follow the rule.
Yeah, good.
See you, brother.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Next week.
If you want, yeah. If you Jason, you're always invited.
No, you're not. Andrew said he's always invited. No, he's not. He's useless. He just fucking gets up
I'm
and
getting
wanders
to
around.
the point where I'm psychologically addicted to PEDs. I need to think I have to take every single thing and the most effective things on the earth, or else I'm not putting in 100%.
Well,
That's turning into a problem for
Let
me.
me tell you, the only thing I'm doing, and I don't do Tren now because I have a problem with rage anyhow. This is before I even did any testosterone because I didn't start doing testosterone until I was 50, and it's because I had low T.
It's a good time to start.
Yeah, I started taking it when I was 50. I had low T, and my body eats it up, so it's not like I get gynecomastia or anything like that. But it does make me horny as shit. I mean, I would fuck anything. I'd fuck a snake if I could hold its ears. Anyhow, you look at women that normally you wouldn't look at, and you're turned on by almost anything with a fucking pussy.
And trannies, too. I don't think I'm turned on at all unless I'm on.
Well, whatever.
On what?
That's your
On test or on
sexuality.
trend?
Yeah, performance enhancement.
But I'll tell you, trend and test, or test number one, trend number two, because trend you can't take the abundance of it like you can with testosterone. A trend, less is better, but that shit is fucking great. And if you take that combo, to me, you don't need anything else.
Yeah, it's.
I've heard what it does for older men's musculature. All old men should be on it. No matter the side effects are worth it.
They are, but they're ignorant because I've talked to them and they tell me, "Oh, I talked to my doctor about it. He doesn't recommend it."
That's the last person.
I said, "What the fuck do they know?" I've read more stuff. I know more about it than my doctor does. Testosterone's like Drano. I had a cholesterol level of 220. It went to 176.
Yeah, my cholesterol is real low.
It keeps
too.
the arteries
Exactly.
supple and pliable.
And it burns up the fats.
I never had a problem with cholesterol, but I definitely don't now. But the test and trend stack is great. I feel amazing, and I don't even take the
Good
full
for your
trend
health,
dose.
believe it or not. It really
Right.
is.
I have a little bit of rage like you, but I don't get the night sweats. I don't have. I mean,
The
Well,
day
once you
sweats.
get used to it, yeah, it's not bad. But I would take 400
Yes.
in trend and test. I do 600-700 a week.
yeah, that's
But
crazy.
remember,
I
I'm
take
older
half
than
of
you,
it.
and
Yeah,
my
I
body
know.
eats it up.
Yeah.
But the trend, I've stayed away from it lately because I have a problem anyhow with rage.
But
I
you
mean,
were
I'm
monstrous.
aggressive.
So your traps and back were so
Yeah.
full, and your traps were like 6 inches high. They were so thick and round. Your shoulders. You look at some of those images online.
Yeah,
you
the
got
old
that
videos.
impressive
fucking
look. You got to
huge.
look that Arnold today doesn't even have, because I don't
Well,
think he goes to that extent anymore.
Probably not.
I don't think Arnold ever took Trent in his life. They didn't have it back then.
Exactly.
When did that come on the market?
Late 70s, early 80s.
Oh yeah.
It was a cattle steroid called Phenoject. Actually, that's what they gave the implants for the veal,
Right.
to
Exactly.
beef up the veal, was Trent.
Well, generally speaking, they give it to cattle to lean them out and make sure they had muscle before they slaughtered them. But Lenny's right. It's been around for the cattle for many years, and then bodybuilders adopted it, and it's,
Now there's no going back. That's the mainstay.
yeah, that's like one of the best things you can possibly take is Trent.
Now, the one that I have is the Tren E. I also
Yes,
have
that's
Tren.
longer acting in the body.
I also have the Tren Ace that I might try.
That's quick acting. You
next
got to do
year,
that every
though.
other day.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna
Yeah,
That
but you
may
stay
be
off
over
for
the
like a good.
edge.
Yeah, but
2
I
months.
would stick to no more than 400 milligrams a week in any of them personally.
I only do 200.
Right, but I used to do 4.
Yeah.
I remember once I think I told you the story. I went to the gym one morning. It didn't open until 7. It was a Saturday or something. I got there at 5 in the morning. I was pacing the parking lot. I was fucking jacked on juice, you know. I couldn't fucking calm down. I went over to the CVS pharmacy to get my blood pressure taken, and my arm wouldn't fit in the machine. You know, it was too big. So they sent me to the fire station down the street. I went down to the fire station. They said, "Yeah, your blood pressure's high, and we should take you over to the hospital." So I says, "Okay, I'll go over there." He says, "No, we'll take you." So they took me in an ambulance over there. It was only fucking 2 blocks away.
Of course. Well,
And
they
then
want-
some doctor comes out and he says to me a couple things. He says, first of all, you have a very rare disease or condition. I said, what is that? Now, I'm sitting there. I'm wearing a fucking gown. He can't maybe see my body totally, but I'm a bodybuilder. He says, you have muscle, your cell breakdown. You have cell breakdown like somebody was trapped in rubble in an earthquake. I looked at him like, you're a fucking idiot. I'm a bodybuilder. Of course I have cell breakdown. I'm tearing down my muscles.
Oh, like I had. He got.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is
Right.
it wrapped
So he
up?
says
Okay.
this to me. I'm looking at him like,
How is
you're
that
a fucking
possible when
idiot.
we're juiced to the gills? Are they,
Right. Then he says to
now
me.
that's the second time I heard
Then he
that.
says to me, and I didn't want to tell him what I was on, but I knew what I was. I was jacked, is what it was on the drugs that I was taking, and I was taking pro hormone at the time too. I think.
Jeez.
So he says to me, I think you're having an anxiety attack. I'm going to give you something to calm down. I said, great. And that's when I started taking this stuff, lorazepam, which Michael Jackson used to take. And it would calm me down. And it was perfect because when I would get too wired with the juice I was doing, I would take one of these and it would fucking mellow me right out. I could handle it more.
Nice.
You
For
know, because-
how long though?
It doesn't last long. It's like an 8
Like a
hour.
modified Valium.
It's very mild. Yeah, it's very mild. I take it today to help me sleep. It's the most prescribed drug for sleeping, and it's not a sleeping pill. It's for anxiety.
Okay.
But
You
it's
have
perfect.
You don't have anxiety though.
I don't. Occasionally, I get anxiety, but I think it's because I have things in my system.
You're getting close to death.
I'm getting closer to death. Fuck you. I'll probably outlive you. You
Probably
cocksucker.
will.
Barring an accident, Rich, you got another 60 or 70 years.
My mother's still alive. She's
Keep
94.
doing what you're doing. I'm serious.
My mother's 94. She's still alive, and she's full of piss and vinegar, and her mind is fucking sharp as a tack.
good, yeah.
My dad died at 95,
Oh, Rich,
but he
forget
never
about it.
exercised. He never exercised, and
You have great
You got any
genetics.
brothers or sisters?
yes, I got a younger brother and 2 older sisters.
Yeah.
And everyone's still alive?
Everyone's alive.
Wow.
Anyhow,
You got a long time to go, Rich.
60 or 70 years,
I
Leonard.
can see it happening. With performance enhancement, yes.
we never know what they're going to develop in our lifetime. Who knows what the fuck they may
The
come up
stem
with a pill.
cells that Tom Brady's been doing, those are phenomenal.
Stem cells, yeah, you hear good shit about it.
All different
There just
facets
hasn't
of-
been enough
They
research
could
on
make
it.
anabolics obsolete.
Well, you have to use your own stem cells. There's certain restrictions in using it. You can't get them, harvest them, and use other stem cells from somewhere else.
for now,
Right, for now. You have to have the stem cells, for some reason, you have to take them out of your body or something and then re-inject them in certain places. And I'm not sure, I don't know all of the technology or what's involved in it, but that's what I understand.
Hopefully in the next few years it'll be covered by insurance. Because
Hopefully
I don't think
that's
now
what-
they don't cover any
It
of
ain't
that
going to
shit.
happen.
We'll have a
It's
facility-
insurance.
here in Delray, when the group of us run, where you can called total body and performance enhancement, talking about your brain. You come in and tell them, hey, you want to be a better athlete, a specific sport, or you want to be a bodybuilder, you want to look good. We'll get the experts in each field, nutrition, the brain, the different organs.
Lenny's right. That's happening right now. I wrote a lot
Preventive
of articles.
medicine. Instead of going
You
to the
said
doctor
it-
when
you
you're
said-
sick,
you said
going
it-
to the doctor to become superhuman.
You said in Delray. Where's this?
Something we all are going to do.
Oh, we're going to do it?
Yes, because that's where
Well,
the
there-
money.
We were talking about this the other day.
There's a lot of articles.
Richard was talking about raising money and
Even a supplement
what?
company. I mean, getting effective,
Getting a
clean
gym.
supplements, a gym, a facility where you stay at and you have treatments. And also, something that other people don't do, give you all the sexual dysfunction treatments. The Dawson X
Well,
that
they
makes
have-
you
but you know,
ejaculate
they have,
over and over
but they
again
have
without
these-
enough
You know they
ejaculate.
have these clinics already. But
Yes.
what it is
Some of them are poorly
take
run
it
and they
to
make a lot
another
of money.
level, these clinics.
Exactly.
That's what that he's
That
referring
Exos
to.
clinic where the
You
athletes
wanna
pay
do that?
$3,000 a
What?
week,
You down to
there's
do
no
that?
one-on-one.
Well,
It's all as a group.
There's clinics all over the place. There was one in Boca. I don't know if it's still there. Rejuvenation clinics.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I
been
know
a
what you're
hot thing
talking
for
about,
years. But what happens is to some of the clinics, they go off the rail and they start giving shit to people that they shouldn't.
There's
be.
no need for
Yeah.
that. However, if there's a compound that's invented, a designer steroid, legally you should have the right to prescribe that.
Well, that's why you see. By the way, I told you I started taking testosterone when I was 50.
Yeah.
Well, just recently, my insurance company decided to start paying for it because I used to have to pay for it.
No
now
shit.
I paid less than I did on the street,
Right.
but now my insurance company, I can buy 3 bottles for $45.
Me too.
Of
That's what I,
Cypionate.
that's what I get, yeah.
Well, they never did that years ago,
Yeah.
but things are getting better for everybody as far as the pharmaceuticals go.
Yeah, my insurance covers the test, yeah.
How many people taking antacids? Staggering, more than ever. Prilosec, Nexium, all that filth. And if they were taught
I have
how
to take that
eat
for
right,
heartburn.
Well,
You can wean yourself
if you got
off
a
of
problem
that.
with
No,
heartburn,
I don't take it anymore. Only when I get heartburn, I'll take it.
You won't have it again.
well, you should
I
just
just
take
can't
Tums.
eat fucking peppers.
You
Tums
can take
is
Tums.
like pissing
Don't
in
eat
the
fucking
ocean.
peppers, but you can
Tum-
take Tums.
Tums is pissing in the ocean.
That's not going to give you a bed.
Garbage.
Why is it that men need a prescription for something that their own body creates?
Well, it's
Does that
funny.
make any sense?
Well, yes, because what you're doing is you're playing with hormones, and they want to regulate it.
Who's
the
they?
government?
Why?
The Food and Drug Administration. Well, because people can get fucking crazy with it, and they can start killing
You
themselves.
can get
by
crazy with alcohol. That's legal.
Yes, but it's a little different. It's like women, they take, estrogen, but you need a prescription to get those estrogen pills. They're not going to just give them to you over the counter.
Why is there so much breast cancer? Birth control pills. which were started dispensing in the late 1959.
Well, but there's a lot of controversy about that.
That's the reason of high breast cancer rates.
Really?
Is contraceptive.
Well, but
birth
there's a lot
control
of.
pills.
But he's saying that
Yes.
that's what he believes. But there's a lot
That's
of
a fact.
controversy about it. I don't
What do you
necessarily
mean it's
agree with that.
it's
'cause
a
I haven't
fact?
seen the
It's
factual.
a proven fact.
I've read that online.
No, that's just one theory.
Anybody can put anything online.
It's
You can
one
read
theory.
anything online.
It's one theory.
Is there any scientific
Look,
anything that
the
backs that
Delray
up?
Misfits have been online. What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck do we know? We don't know jack
Well,
shit.
I saw
What,
the,
well, speak for yourself,
extended
Brad. I
studies.
know fucking what jack shit is. It's like the movie The Jerk. This is shit. This is Shinola.
Shinola. You're talking to a nigger. Remember that part? Steve Martin, this is.
Beats up all the gang, the mafia guys.
I'm taking this chair.
He couldn't say that in the movie now.
Anyhow,
No, exactly.
I'm
You
gonna have to get going, guys.
Why?
I have some things that I want to do, and I
Such
don't want to
as?
stay up much later.
Oh.
I get up at 3:30
Hey, listen,
in the morning
you already-
to go to the fucking gym.
You already missed the early bird special.
I don't go to early bird specials, you dumbass.
It's your-
But I get up at 3:30 and have breakfast and go to
get
the
up with
fucking
an
gym.
alarm clock, Rich?
While you're, no, I don't need one anymore. My body has its own built-in clock.
So what time do you go to sleep? 8:30?
Around that,
You heard that,
8:39.
maniacs. Early to bed, early to rise.
That's it.
That's Richard's secret.
That's exactly right. I do need my beauty sleep, although I'm not a very good-looking guy anymore.
Well, I think you look
gonna say it's
fantastic.
work.
I got a
man.
rough-looking
I think
face.
you look
It's working.
phenomenal.
Well,
It's
thank
all right.
you, Lenny.
Hey, you still get
I'm
ass.
going
Who
to suck
cares?
your dick because of that.
No, you're an example to manhood of all ages. I'll say that right now. Masculinity.
I always
in
said
the
any
alpha male.
he could beat up anybody his age. No fucking doubt.
half
He'll
their
take
age.
anybody-
Throw in half their age.
Believe me, I could beat up a lot of young guys. I could just look at
They
them and
back
they fucking
down.
shit their pants.
Just
No, they
like
do.
a little fucker.
It would be elderly abuse if they
the
beat you
little
up.
fat ass in
would be-
Texas.
Well, somebody got me and I got the better of me. I could claim elderly abuse. I'm 68.
Right.
So I think when you're over a certain age, it's the crime is more serious.
65. Once you're a senior citizen, it
Is that
becomes
what
a
it is?
felony, yes.
Yeah.
That's Alan Levine's
Well, because-
biggest out, he says. He touches me, I'll sue his ass. I'm over
Right.
65.
But I saw these. There was a thing in the paper when they had the movie theater where LA Fitness is. These two old guys got into it at the theater buying tickets. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah,
they got
I read
into a
about
fight.
that. I read about
One
that.
guy was stronger than the other guy, and he kicked the other guy's ass. But they were both senior citizens.
Oh yeah.
You know, and they tried to hit the guy with a higher charge, but he said, "Wait a minute, I'm fucking over 65 too. Give me a fucking break," you know.
Yeah.
But the 65-year-old guys, you're right. In the gym, I could fucking take them with one hand.
They look like they're 80.
Exactly right. That's
Because
exactly
they go to
right.
their doctors and they take their meds without question. Take this. Just like they told me to take that. Well, here I am, Dr. So-and-so. How are you with your
Right,
160-pound flabby
my doctor,
body?
I've had him for 20 years. He doesn't
Frickin'
look
wimp.
good. And he always says to me, "How do you look so good?" Well,
Tell
you
him
know
what to
how.
take.
I'm
Get him
taking
a prescription.
testosterone.
Because I do what you tell me not to fucking do.
Write
That's
him a
why.
prescription from Dr. Richard.
They only
right.
tell you that shit because it's a liability. They
Yeah,
can't
fuck
tell you
yes,
to go out
you're
and take
clueless.
No,
that
but
shit.
he's come around. He's changed his view. I've educated him actually on testosterone because I said, "Look, I was getting it already from a doctor or a urologist, and I buy it on the street. You want me to buy it on the street, or you want to give me a prescription?"
Right, either way, I'm going to do it.
Exactly. So he
Yeah.
says, "Okay," and he moderates me. You know, he goes in. If I got too much in my system, he says, "Hey, you got elevated levels." I would back off for a while, and I do.
What
To
about?
some degree.
So you get your blood done every 3 months? That's
No,
what I do.
every 6 months,
Every
probably.
six.
6 months.
Does the trend spike?
I'm not doing trend.
No, but when you did it,
That's a good question.
Did it fuck up
No,
your
as a matter
numbers?
of fact, I don't think it spiked my. I
I'm
don't
asking
think
because
so.
I got to go next month.
Okay, but
so.
I don't know. But what you should do is
That's a
is
very
give
good
blood.
question.
What I understand, your red blood cells will go down when you give the blood, so you might test more normally, and that's not a bad idea to give blood. But what happens when I went to go give blood at the bloodmobile? I went in there and they said, "Jesus, you're fucking." Red blood count. You could give blood 2-3 times a month. We never saw fucking red blood cells.
I'm not talking about giving blood. I get my blood tested
No,
every
I
3
know,
months.
but what I'm saying is if you don't want to go to the doctor and get it tested and for him
I
to
have
say
to.
to you, he may say to you, "Hey, I'm taking you off because you're too high." It's built up and you got a test
that'll
level of
happen.
1,500
It's
to
not a
2,000.
blood
So the
It's
tra-
happened to me.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm asking. I
Yes,
want to make
yes.
sure. Okay.
So what I'm saying
Yes.
is a friend of mine that you all know, but I'm not going to mention his name,
Tim Anderson.
No, but actually, he would say the same thing.
Lenny always names
He would
names
say
and points
that-
fingers.
No,
I
it
love
wasn't Tim, but he would say the same thing, Tim.
Right.
But if you go and you get your blood taken, and they take your blood, what happens is, I'm talking about giving a pint of blood.
At the blood. Okay.
Yeah, your red blood cell count goes down. So it's going to look better when you go get tested at your regular doctor.
Gotcha. Okay, I got you.
That's not a bad thing either. You're helping people out.
Do it like a week before.
Right.
Well, I
But-
can't because I get tattooed.
But
If
I
you
went
get
in there and
tattooed
they said,
within a
"Hey,"
year, they won't take your blood.
I said, look, because they asked me, what drugs are you on? And I said, well, I take testosterone. They said, well, we're not going to take your blood unless your doctor says it's okay. I says, I never heard of such a thing. They wanted me to get a note from my doctor, which he would give me. He would do it. But meanwhile, I'm in there, and there's a guy giving blood. He's laying on these little tiny chairs. I couldn't even fit in it, in the fucking couch in this bloodmobile. It was gross in there. Looked like a bunch of
Yeah,
fucking
I'm not going to the
vampires in
fucking
there
trailer
with
to
these
give
fucking
blood.
tubes. They were off-colored tubes, It was really disgusting. It looked like a science fiction
Probably a
movie.
sperm donation.
Meanwhile, the guy fucking blacks out. Is that why she asked me to pull my pants down? The guy fucking blacks out, and the nurses run over to him and they start throwing water on his face and try to revive him. And I'm sitting there waiting to get blood. I've given blood before when I was a kid. Anyhow, and that reminds me of another story, which I'll tell you about it. And then I got to go. But they revived the guy, and I felt sorry for the guy. He blacked out. He saw his arm, the blood's coming out of it.
What
and the guy
a wimp.
He fainted. I said, "Are you okay,
Of course.
man?"
You fucking dick.
Right? Are you okay, man?
Wimp.
Anyhow,
Faint in front of girls.
when I was in my teens, I needed money, so my friend's mother was a nurse, and she worked at Opelika Air Force Base, and they were testing a drug that they were going to give to the soldiers. It was a time-released caffeine pill, and they wanted to give it to them in the field when they're in a war zone. They could stay awake, So they were looking for guinea pigs, and I fucking signed up, and they were giving us like $1,500 cash to stay in this controlled environment for 10 days while we took these pills.
No
and they would
shit.
take our blood 2-3 times a day. Yes, of course, I got jacked and I was wired.
How old were you?
I was, I think, 17 or 18, and I went in there and they. I think I had to be 18. That's right, because I was legal. So I did it. And most of the guys lost all the money that they were going to getting paid because they were playing poker, and they lost poker. But I didn't. I didn't play fucking poker.
How many people were in there with you?
I'd say there was 20 people, and it was at Opelika Air Force Base. They were testing this new drug, so I figured I'd take a shot.
And what was the drug?
It was a time-released caffeine pill.
Yeah, but
to give the soldiers.
did they ever develop it? Or
I have no idea.
No, you don't know.
I have no idea. They probably did.
Sounds
Well, you
like a
can
good
buy
drug.
caffeine pills, in the drugstore.
What are those? The no-dos or something? Is that
No,
what they
these
call
are serious fucking caffeine pills. I used to buy them and take them.
them? Well, I get Adderall, so I don't really need that shit.
No, but it says that these are caffeine pills. I would take them to get even more jacked in the gym.
Hey,
This
just
is
some
before
strong
Monster
coffee.
drinks.
You don't drink coffee?
I drink coffee like it's coming out of, I drink 4 or 5 cups in the morning.
No shit.
Yeah, but
Before you go to the gym?
Yes. Yes, it's a diuretic, so I want to make sure I can evacuate before I go to the gym. I don't want to
that's
shit
what I
on the
do
bench.
too. I know. Drink it
There's nothing
black?
worse than going to working out and then you got to go take a shit.
I know.
There's
It's
nothing
terrible.
worse than
Many
that.
pro football players used old black coffee before the games.
Yeah.
Many.
That's
Jack
what I drink in the
White.
morning,
And
yeah.
if you have a good bowel movement, how good you feel.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing like it.
See, now for me, even, whether I'm working or not, I'm up at 5:30 because I have to take a shit. Even before I even
No,
drink
I
coffee.
understand.
The minute I smell coffee,
You know what
I
you would
gotta
really
take a dump.
like is getting a colonic. I would recommend it.
I think I'm going to, actually.
I would definitely.
I'd like to do
If we had a
that.
girl
Either
like
that or-
Jessica do, that's what we got to find.
Yeah, why don't
I
you
don't
let
want-
us? I'll tell you what,
You
we
know
can.
what?
Since Andrew
I
has
want
a
it
camera,
professionally done.
why don't you let us give you an enema right
I'm
now?
talking about
Brad?
like the one that.
You want to do it? What are you going to take
Like,
a water bottle and
If you find a
squeeze
place
it up my
where
ass?
there's a girl.
No, I got a gas siphon hose in my car. Let's shove it up your ass.
Any questions?
All right, look,
Not really.
I
It's
gotta
mostly
go, you
comments.
guys. I
The
could
questions
sit here
were
all
actually
night.
for Jason, and he already split.
Good.
Jason. He's probably.
He has no attention span. He's back and
no,
forth
he's,
in the bathroom.
He's fucking
It's-
working the street in Delray, Jason.
Yeah, trying to sell shirts
He's
on the
selling
fucking
his little
street.
sweet ass out there. Anyhow, it was nice talking to you guys.
Likewise,
I gotta fucking
Richard.
Go.
You got to come back on. You got a lot more to talk about. We'll get here on time next time, I promise you. But today was rough. And this idiot. I told you to be ready at fucking
a flat
6.
tire.
I got to get up early, and then after the gym, I'm going to have my balls waxed.
Richard, check my bathroom floor before you leave for urine. Would you do that? Look at him.
Richard's wearing shorts. Nobody sees him in
His
shorts
quads
ever.
are pretty good.
Yeah,
Richard
he's got
actually,
calves,
he's actually
yeah.
got some
Calves
good
are better than
on
mine.
him, yeah.
Everybody's calves are better than
We
yours.
need old man Chuck
does it
over
look,
here
Richard?
next to talk about his career.
No thanks.
Old man Chuck from Philadelphia. Tell much how he used to squat, how he used to bench.
What's wrong?
I don't know why you shut the door, but it looks all right as far as I can see.
Hey, you
Okay.
said you
I
were.
wear glasses for reading, so I can't see every little spot if there is a spot.
You said you were a pussy magnet. The pussy didn't even come out. What happened?
Now, where's Kimbo?
What do you got in that? What do you got in that bag?
Kimbo wants Lenny to himself. He's waiting for everyone to leave.
Yeah. What do you got in the bag?
What do you think I have?
Let's see.
I got a
I
heater.
need Kimbo to lower my blood pressure.
Let's see the
If I
heater.
take a stroll out here.
I got a heater.
Nice. What are you scared to show it for?
I don't
What else is in there? Who gives a fuck?
It's not something reckless display of firearms.
Hey, listen. You know what? All these mass shootings ruin it for responsible
Hey, I
gun
pull
owners
guns
like
on
you
people.
guys.
Or you
It-
put that gun on and did
I
that
pull guns on
faggots.
people, and I carry a gun. I have a concealed weapons permit, and I've actually pulled my gun on people before, a few times.
You've never shot anybody?
No, but I almost shot a couple guys once, some gangbanger types that when I got out of the car, they saw how big I was, so they popped the trunk and came at me with a tire iron. Well, I pulled out my fucking gun, and they said, oh, please don't shoot us, And I said, listen, you motherfuckers, put that fucking tire iron back in your trunk and get your ass out of here. When they left, they got my license plate, and they called the cops on me. Of course, the cops swarmed me in Delray over by the movie theater. And I told them what happened. They said, well, why didn't you call us? I said, why would I call you? It's like skinning your knee and then telling your mother, oh, I skinned my knee.
Yeah.
What am I going to call you for? It's over with.
Yeah.
I said, but those guys didn't tell you they came at me with a tire iron, did
Right,
they?
right.
They said, no.
And that's the
I
reason
said,
why
well,
you
go
have
over
that.
to their car and pop the trunk and you'll see a tire iron in there. How would I know that?
Right.
I said, I could have fucking
most
shot
cars
him
have
and came
that.
at me with a deadly weapon. I could have shot him and got away with it. But I didn't because I'm a fucking grown man. I don't do that shit. And the guys are looking at me and I'm the kind of citizen they want out there, really.
Yeah.
It's not going
Anyhow.
to bother them with stupidity, right?
All right, Richard. Thanks for coming over, man.
All right. I'll see you fucking guys.
All right, Richard, thanks for the
I'll see
inspiration
you fucking
and the
moves.
education.
Yeah. We hope we can be your
Want me to
size
go
at
out this way,
68. Yeah.
I'll let you out.
Well, that was,
a good night kiss?
Yeah. Give him a good night ball rub.
well, that was great.
Yeah. Richard's always good.
A blast from the past.
Yeah. The past. He's still around. You just don't go to the gym early enough to see him.
Yeah, my biological clock is on a way different schedule. And my sleep quality isn't that. I'll be getting off that trend in a few weeks, so. And I won't touch it again until pre-contest.
Yeah, I got a little bit left. I'll just stay
I'm
on
going on the Decas and the D-balls.
I mean, I'm
and
gonna finish what I have, and then I'm done for
for
a
New
while.
Year, I'm going on a nice bulk cycle, comfortable but effective. Big water retainer.
What will that
It's
consist
going to be a
of?
lot of tests, a lot of Deca, some Equipoise, and some Dianabol tabs,
Jesus Christ, Leonard.
which you're feel good
For what? For what?
350. None of this 330. It's going to be 350 and hard, folks. Monstrous.
You know, somebody, there's a couple people that commented about your belly, saying you have ascites, something with the liver.
Yeah.
Have you ever been diagnosed with anything like that? You need to get yourself checked. Seriously.
It's possible.
What's the
but
difference? You have insurance. What the fuck's the difference? What if you can go in there, they can find something and actually drain that piece of shit so you actually have a stomach again?
That's not going to happen.
Why? There's one guy that messaged me. I don't know how true it is, but he said his uncle or somebody had that shit drained out of. I guess you're holding too much fluid in there or some shit. I don't know. You got to find it. You got to find out though. Why not? You like having that fucking ridiculous stomach?
It's not that bad.
What do you mean it's not that fucking
It's
bad?
a badge of honor.
Oh,
It goes to
my
show you that I'm not afraid to push the buttons.
There's a difference between pushing your limits and being fucking
If the body
stupid.
part's hard, it's defined, the bigger the better.
Yeah, but
That's why I look at
there
it.
could be something very wrong in there.
Well, you know what, brother? In life, what you
Why not
don't
why
know
not-
won't hurt you. The worst thing, I think, is being every little thing you worry about. Worry is the worst part of life. Life's too short. Don't worry about it. Get your plan and go for it. Because we're gonna all be dead soon enough. That's why I don't understand why people kill themselves.
No, I know.
What's the hurry? You're going to be dead.
Listen, I get that, but I'm just saying, why not find out just for your own peace of mind? And maybe there could be something to help you get your stomach down, and then you could maybe actually really.
So I can be a cookie cutter and lose the title of the Tom Platz of abs?
All right, never mind.
Thank you very
okay,
much.
all right, people.
Mr. Cookie
You keep
Cutter.
you fucking people keep asking us to help you with your stomach, get your stomach checked out.
Help me make it bigger. Give me some tips.
This is what we deal with. So guess
Help
what?
me make it bigger
It's
and
not
harder
happening.
than it is.
Leonard's stomach is going to stay the way it is, if not get bigger.
It's
And
like
he doesn't
somebody
give
said,
a
I want
fuck.
help him with his
And
biceps
guess
are
what?
too big.
And personally,
Same thing. It's a
personally,
muscle.
I don't give a fuck either. If you're happy, I'm happy. How's that?
I'm not supposed to be happy.
Okay, if you're miserable, then I'm happy.
I'm only happy when my spirit is with Christina intertwined in the netherworld,
Okay.
which I can't really describe yet, but I know it's coming. I know it.
We all
And
know
she's
it's
the
coming
one.
too. Very soon.
She's the one.
You're fifth. What's the over under on him living to 50?
What do you know? 47.
Yes.
I don't-
18
I
Well,
don't see you making
forever,
I don't
but
see you
chronologically, I'll be 48 in a few months.
Chronologically, right?
You ever see a 48-year-old with these kind of teeth?
You're fucking gross.
Lenny, you know what was so great when you were at the cryogenics place and the woman asked you your weight,
Yeah.
and you go 330, and then you go 9%
Body fat, pretty much.
vascularity.
The veins were popping out.
She was like stunned that whole
I
time.
tell you what,
she
Brad-
didn't know what the fuck
What
to say.
Brad didn't realize, she got a sick kick out of Brad freezing his toes, almost getting frostbite.
Yeah, because
She
told me she said that she told me to put those socks
It was
on.
very-
she did not
Brad,
fucking tell me. And I
when
went
you
in
went in that
barefoot,
room and
my
you
fucking-
said your feet were numb, she's like, trying to hold her laughter in, like it was sick and demented.
Yeah, the guy asked me. He's like, "You
She
have the
got
socks
off
I
on
said,
Brad almost getting frostbite on his.
"No." So what do you think that means?
What's supposed to be on your feet when you do that? What do they give you? These special socks?
They-
Brad
they
put some
suck.
socks on me, and I hope that's on film. He actually
No,
put
I
them on
couldn't film
me.
it. I had to.
He had to put them on.
I had to put them on.
Brad looked like he was in a giant bong.
Yeah, that was great. I wish it was.
And I noticed Mr.
They should figure out a way to
7-footer.
do that.
No
He
shit.
was tall enough to where he could look down at Brad's naked body. His eyes were going a little down, if you noticed.
Didn't you say that guy was an ex-NBA player? What was his name?
He played in the NBA for 14 years.
I
I,
think he
can't
was
pronounce it. He's like French or something.
He's
No
like a
shit.
Jamaican. I don't know.
Not.
Probably just a regular black Frenchman. Because his mother and father came by, and it was weird. Their customs. He kissed his mother, then he kissed his father. And I'm like,
do that.
what is
They
this?
do that shit, man. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's weird.
But
That's common around the world. It's only
he
in this
just didn't
country
seem
that
like
people-
he
yeah,
had-
like you know, Jack. When his kids come in, they're older. He'll kiss them right on the mouth.
No.
Boys, like,
No.
what the fuck are you
But I don't
doing?
see that 7-footer to be able to fight for rebounds under the boards. I don't see him with that type of mentality.
She told me that he played in the NBA for 14 years.
Just because it was 14 years?
Yeah,
I'd like to know his name.
I know.
I don't know who he is.
I'll try to find out.
I think he said it. You might have taped it, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I don't think I was recording then when he said his name. It's a weird name. It's hard to pronounce.
I guess he
I
didn't
would've
make enough
remembered
money
it.
to retire.
Nah, I'm sure he made plenty. Dude, NBA guys make the most fucking money.
Well, how long
out
ago
of
did
any
he
sport.
play?
I'm sure he gets a pension.
He didn't look. You saw what he looked. He didn't look old. I think he just retired.
I mean, an
recently,
NFL pension, I think you have to play a certain amount of games for 3 years, and you're set for life. That's a nice pension.
Well, OJ's got a good
Well,
pension.
may-
Didn't he make something like $30,000 a month or some shit for the rest of his life?
Making the money for those guys is easy. Not spending it is the hard part. When you have
Exactly.
6 kids with 6 different women, an entourage, 20 different
Yeah,
fucking
they know they're
cars,
getting paid.
they spend it as soon as they make it.
I've seen those black girls all dressed up when they had the Super Bowl down here in '95 with the Chargers and 49ers. Everyone had their fishnets and high heels on. bending over in front of their cars. All these young girls like crazy.
That's what you should wear to the gym next time, the fishnets. Did you return those pants that you ripped?
No. I do have the jock strap that I'll be wearing during the training session. I just need to get
What
2 more
training
45s when we do the bondage domination training session, which we promised the fans.
Who's doing that?
Whoever's going to do it, I'm going to get somebody to do it.
What do you mean?
Somebody's going to do it.
A female or a shim?
Yeah, one of the two.
Uh-huh.
She's going to be hot, though, I'll say that.
Huh. And what exactly are you planning on doing?
To where she's got her high heels, she's got a whip, and she's, all right, get on there. I want to see 10 reps. I'm in my jock strap, I do the weight. If I don't get it, I get whipped. And she says, okay, here's your time for a water break. Pour the water in her mouth, and she spits it in my mouth. And for the post-workout meal, it's a baby bird meal. Pre-digested, spitting in my mouth.
You're disgusting.
Push-ups where she's on my back wearing a thong.
You doing the push-ups, obviously.
Right.
Huh.
Big hits, 150,000. Guaranteed, quickly.
Where are we doing
What
this?
about those girls from the show, from the Diana Kadusha? Did she ever get back to you?
No.
Little wench. Little black wench.
Yeah, when
No,
we
you
were-
mean
for-
the Ruby. The
well,
Ruby, that's
well,
right.
For those who don't know what Lenny is talking about, at this year's Ruby, 2017, if you go back and watch the old video with Lenny, it's a 2014 Diana Cadu. These two black chicks Lenny was, kind of hanging around with at the show. We filmed it. We saw the same two chicks after the Ruby this year, and they recognized us. And I asked them if they want to be in the video. They said yes, so I gave one of them the number. I said, reach out to me, and never heard anything.
Interesting.
What a shame.
Yeah, they probably looked at the other videos.
Well, they hadn't even seen it. I'm
Yeah,
like, do you even know you're in a video on YouTube? They said
may
no.
have been trannies that I was told by a few trannies they don't want their.
The tall one is very suspect, yeah.
You never know. Everyone's a suspect in my book because I've seen it.
So do we have any questions on this shit?
It was mostly comments, and there were questions for Jason, but Jason wouldn't have
Jason's
given
useless here. He
wouldn't-
really is.
He wouldn't have offered any kind of answer you want to hear anyway. He was so preoccupied and distracted by his phone.
Like always.
His
It's
Facebook, ding, 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 and he kept running to the other room over
like
here.
mute your fucking cell phone for an hour. What's so difficult?
What bothers me is Jason has asked me all week, when are we doing the podcast? What time should I be there? And I'll be there. And he actually got here early. And he was into it for maybe the first 10 minutes, and then that was it. The attention
I
span
think
was
with
gone.
Richard here was hard for him to compete with. Because rightfully
Perhaps.
so, Richard should have most of the majority of the mic, which he did.
Yeah, no, because
Haven't
he's
heard from him in a while.
Yeah, he's got a lot of great stories.
Well,
too.
Richard
We gotta
also,
get him back
he's
over
got a
here
very
'cause
dominant personality.
Yeah,
He's loud and he speaks up. Jason, you kind of have to nudge him to offer something. And we wanted him to, but it's all right. Jason's welcome back here anytime for these podcasts, but if he's going to come, we want him to participate.
I'm just waiting for the Carla Dunlap podcast.
Well, she said yes. I spoke to her last week.
Wow.
Yeah, she was stretching in the mats area, and I'm like, Carla, I've talked to you before. We do a loosely fitness-related podcast. We have a YouTube channel. We'd love to have you on as a guest, and you can talk about your experiences, Ms. Olympia. She said, absolutely. I said, do you have a business card? She said, not on me. I'll bring one next week.
Great.
So we'll see.
Wow.
Yeah.
What
would you ask her? What would you want to know?
What I would like to do is go out and get her a nice bouquet of roses. Say, "Here's for being my teenage crush."
That's a good idea.
And she'll be out the door.
But I don't want to. I mean, I can see her sitting there. And
No,
then
but buying her.
I come in like.
Listen,
with
buying
those-
her roses—that's a nice gesture. You should do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
Miss Olympia.
I think she'll
But
like
the
that.
best, the greatest,
Flowers are a
the
waste
greatest
of money
Miss
on a woman.
Olympia. Although Linda Murray is a close second, and Corey Everson at the time when she had her show, she was pretty hot too.
All right,
if
we
you can
talked
remember.
about them. Enough of that shit. Bodybuilding chicks do nothing for me, man. Imagine fucking them from behind. They look like a guy. their backs all the V taper all
Oh, you
muscular.
can say
and
some
shit.
muscular training.
I like girls that.
You know, I remember
soft
Carla
and I
Dunlap
like that
saying
shit.
when it first started out, people would look at her and ask her if she's a man.
See that?
I wonder if she did divulge into those topics because she may have not taken much at all. I don't think she did, but she may have taken some Anavar. But I think she actually said that, and it hurt. Maybe she can go into those details. But that iconic Flex cover, you have to Google it. Bare bottomed.
We'll do our research before she comes
She
on.
actually looked hotter.
She looks great. What is she, 60?
Yeah, she
64.
does. Yeah.
She's got the body of a 25-year-old, one of
And
these
she doesn't lift a
Instagram
lot of
chicks.
weights, man. She does a lot of stretching and shit.
She actually looks better now.
Used to watch her on that show. Remember Body Shaping with Rick
yeah.
Valente,
Yes.
Kendall?
Boyer Co. came out in the 50s.
That's right.
All of them. They were
The only
great.
bodybuilding show I remember when I was a kid was Lee Haney had something on it.
Lee Haney's championship workouts.
Yeah.
And then Corey Everson had a show too. Those were the days.
Gilad. Remember Gilad?
Yes.
The Israeli.
I remember Lee Haney had the wrestler, the Barbarian, on. It's online. Barbarian dwarfed him. Scared the shit out of him.
Yeah.
They once did a tug of war on a beach. They had pro wrestlers
Yes.
versus bodybuilders.
And the wrestlers killed
The
them.
wrestlers destroyed the bodybuilders.
Because of the body weight.
Correct.
Freaking nasty boys. Look like shit, but
I bet that's on YouTube if you look it up.
Yeah.
Someone try
that
to
was
find it,
great.
yeah. You got these guys with these ripped physiques, the bodybuilders, and then you had these sort of big but out of shape looking wrestlers, and they destroyed the bodybuilders.
Nikolai Volkov and strong as
Right.
fuck. They look like shit. Low rep guys. Some of those guys are going 4 or 5 reps.
Yeah, they may have looked like shit, but they have a different diet.
Eating everything.
Right.
Drinking beer.
Right.
All
When you
those
do that,
old-timers
you're not going to
drank
get
beer.
fucking ripped.
All the old time
Trust me, I know.
strongmen
I can't
from the
get-
turn of
I
the
can't rip this-
century.
can't get ripped
All
to
those
save my life.
Germans, all they
So I
did
like
was
to eat and
drink beer
drink.
too, like Herman Gorner. We're talking 1900s, 1890s. Drinking huge amounts of beer. Louis Cyr from
Remember that
Canada.
when we saw Hulk Hogan and he was drinking beer and that
Drank
guy,
about 30 of those.
that guy was breaking his balls. He was like, "That doesn't look like a protein shake." He's like, "This is my protein shake. I'm a wrestler. I'm not a bodybuilder."
How drunk was Hulk in that video we did?
He
I
was
don't
on
think
some kind of pills,
I don't think
too.
he was that drunk.
No?
Miller Light.
He was
beer,
on
dude,
some
He
pills,
could drink
too.
100 of those at his size. Plus, he's been drinking for years. He probably had a good buzz, but
Well, he's
the minute
Carla,
he said that, we didn't get it on camera.
he's
'cause the
Carla
camera died or
Dunlap's age.
something.
Yeah.
And he's
64.
He's like, remember, he said, this is one big ab. I said, you want to see a big ab? And I got Lenny to stand
Yeah.
up. And Lenny went right over
He
to
said,
him and
Jesus Christ.
put his stomach in his face, and he started poking his stomach. It was great.
He never saw anything like that.
Jason caught a whole bunch of shit because people say that he ruined the video with you. But what people don't realize is that I was down to my last battery and the little red light was flashing. My camera was going to go dead in about another 10 seconds. So even if Lenny and Hulk kept going at it about Dale, I had about 10 to 20 seconds left of filming time anyway. So Jason didn't really, it might appear like he ruined that whole scene, but
Yeah, because we killed
Hulk
a lot
Hogan.
of it throughout
Right.
the day driving over
Hey,
there
Hulk
and all that
Hogan.
shit.
correct.
Can you give me a hell yeah?
Yeah. He's so bad. He's such a
Hulk
shit.
Hogan.
One of the rare times I speak up on Jason's behalf.
Yeah, right.
So what's Natasha Mathis doing? She ever that's been a year, over a year.
I haven't really
She was a
talked to
real
her.
cutie pie, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Those eyes, that hair.
You proposed to
fucking-
her. You
everywhere we-
got down on your knee and you
This is
proposed
the
to her in the
This
restaurant.
is the problem. He doesn't get out that much, so whenever we take him out, he meets a hot chick, and then he
Right,
just
but
fucking
also you got
falls
to
in
remember,
love.
what am I taking when I go out too?
Yeah,
I took some good stuff.
yeah, that's true.
But no, she was a cutie pie. As was Jessica. It's the same
Activate.
type of look. Nice, cute little girl.
Jessica, the one
No,
at the cryogenics place.
Yeah.
This one was different looking than that girl. Natasha looked a little more beat.
Nah, Natasha was a cutie pie.
Hey, whatever floats your boat, man. She was, but
I might have to go to this cryogenics place. Check this out.
Yeah, I got a freebie.
yeah, this fuck didn't even pay. And I asked the
No
guy
shit.
too when we were leaving. I said, "Lenny, did you pay?" Right in front of the guy, and the guy's like, "Yeah." So I guess it was,
Hey, all the
I guess he gave it to you on the house.
Advertisement
since we
you
did, since we
can.
did a video there. It was
I
only
wanted
$20 for 2 sessions.
I
Anyway.
was trying to
You can't beat
expose
that.
myself in front of her. That's what I wanted to do.
I got one more session I got to do before.
Do you?
the
Let me know when
month's
you
out.
go.
Yeah, he's trying to get her to come in the back and look at him. He's like, get her over here. I'm like, Leonard, she doesn't want to see you naked. What are you doing? He's fully naked in front of me like he always fucking does.
Never lose a chance to legally expose yourself to a hot girl. Don't blow it.
To legally expose yourself.
Yes, you don't want
Very good. I'm glad
Because
you
I
prefaced
remember
it with
the-
legally.
A woman from the FP&L knocked on the door, and she was cute. I looked out the window, the other place I lived, and I opened the door. I was naked, and she looked at me and laughed.
But the problem with the
Did you feel good that she laughed at you?
Well,
naked?
she just did it, but believe me, it was like I got a hard on, and then I was told by a lawyer that you can get in trouble for exposing yourself to her out the door.
Yeah, but if you were in your house and opening the
I
door.
was, but still, they said you could still.
If you're at a cryogenics place and you want to expose yourself to the girl who works there, you have to do it before you get frozen because of shrinkage. You ever
Exactly.
You ever see the Seinfeld episode where
Yeah.
George is in the pool and the water's cold and the chick sees him naked accidentally, and he's like, "I was in the pool. That's why my dick was little." So if you come out of there and she sees you after the
Oh,
cryogenics,
no, he
thing-
wanted to before he went in there.
Or a
Believe
time
me.
we were working security at a rap club down in South Beach, Miami, and I told Angel Calora to ride by Biscayne, and we pulled over a black tranny, and I pulled my pants out. She said, "What, you got a pussy?" She has it. It's like 452 pounds. I weighed in it that night.
Oh, so you couldn't see your dick?
No, they put me in the front of the. They put me in the front of the club. I mean, there was guys like Bryant McKinney who played for the Vikings, played for the Hurricanes. Mm-hmm. They were challenging him. He said he wanted no parts of me. He's with a hot black girl. He was like 6'9". I dwarfed the guy. Man, looked like
6'9" and you dwarfed him, Leonard.
fitness.
What the fuck?
452, and he was telling all those spooks at the door. He goes, "You got any problems? I got this wall right here." 452.
What happened to that gig? How come you?
It was great. I mean, I had girls coming up and grabbing my dick and saying, "Let me in free, big man." It was great.
So what happened?
Calora was mad. Well, he was mad because we had the car, and they told him to go sit in the back, sit at the back door, and he was pissed because he wanted to be up front. I got to be up front, but got rubbed down letting girls in just for that.
you got to get a hold of Calora.
How long did you do that for?
3 weeks until he got pissed off.
I mean, until he got pissed off.
Calora. Because the guys thought it was more intimidating looking. Obviously, it was, even though he's 340.
So that means you couldn't still work there?
I didn't have a car. But then again, what I do with that money was good money. It's $150 for 5 hours. I just wanted to go on Biscayne and tranny it up, and then come home the next day empty-handed. That sucked. Maybe I had to go to work the next Saturday morning. That's not a good idea. Because Biscayne has some nice trannies. I'll walk down the street naked.
They'll
They'll
walk
tuck-
down the
they'll
street
tuck their dick.
naked.
They'll have like an overcoat in the alley. They'll tuck their thing between their legs. They have it all tied up. They'll walk down the street naked and go down this corner. They'll walk down, like, say, from one alley to the next, like a short distance. They don't see any cop cars or what they think's a cop car. They'll walk down butt naked in heels.
With their dicks out.
No.
Look, Lenny, it's your friend.
Tucked in.
See, he didn't want to come
Hey,
out
Kimbo.
here when Jason and Richard were here.
Hey, Kimbo, my buddy.
He heard that Richard wanted to fuck him and he wouldn't come out.
He's lowering my blood pressure already. And fish do that too. Fish in an aquarium, if you watch fish, they lower your blood pressure as well. So if you don't have an aquarium, do you?
Actually, I used to. I have a 20-gallon tank in the closet over there.
Oh.
Yeah, you want it? I got all the equipment, everything.
Nah,
I
Filter,
have enough trouble
aerator.
feeding myself.
Yeah,
That's why I can't have any cats.
He can't even fucking keep his
Hey, Kimbo.
floor clean. You think he
You
Boy,
can
with Kimbo and
keep
those
his tank
fish,
clean?
You can
you
keep
must
the
have the best blood pressure in town.
Those fish will be floating at the top of that thing by the end of the
You
week.
can keep some roaches in it. Have a cockroach
asshole.
aquarium.
What do you mean you have trouble feeding yourself?
No, I said I'm not going to spend. If there's extra money, I'm going to stuff more calories in versus give it to a fish or a cat.
Why don't you? We should get you doing shout outs like Jason to get you some money.
You're darn right.
Who would pay? How much would people pay Lenny for
To
shout outs?
become a freak, to be 400 pounds.
We got to set you up. Do you have a PayPal account?
No, nothing.
Lenny, I've offered.
You have.
I have
for
offered,
years.
just for the record, because I've had people ask me this.
Hey, Kimbo.
I have offered Lenny on numerous occasions to set up his own YouTube channel for him. Okay, all right, we'll do it. Okay, I'm like, no, Lenny, let's do it. Okay.
I'm just afraid I'll get too comfortable and not get hungry anymore.
Comfortable with what?
Speaking of PayPal, here's my pal Kimbo. Come on, Kimbo. Come on.
There he goes.
I can't believe how soft he is for 14 years old.
Yeah.
I'm sure Carla is going to be impressed.
Oh God.
I heard she's just a Philadelphia street chick that turned bodybuilder. And
Why don't we wait to have this conversation for when she's here? All right.
Yeah.
Because what
she gonna-
happens?
I mean, she
what
actually
happens?
gonna-
What happens if she doesn't ever come on? Let's relax.
We'll have to go to LA Fit.
Okay.
I can't
We
believe
can
her.
bring the podcast to the gym, all the equipment
Yeah.
and mics. Yeah.
I can't believe her coming in here too.
She said
Believe
she's
me, I
game.
busted quite a nut with her. That's a fact.
Okay.
Her and Linda Murray.
Good.
How about a her and Linda Murray sandwich?
I think
before
I think
die?
I'll put a wager on the. I'm gonna put a wager on. If she shows up or not now.
I remember
I
Linda
hope she
Murray
doesn't
tried out for the
listen.
Olympics.
Right, yeah, no
She
shit.
tried out for the Olympic sprint team.
Who?
Linda Murray, simply because she was so jacked up.
How
Why do we
tall
have
is
to
she?
keep talking about these
5'7".
broads, man?
Because Carla's short.
Yeah, Carla's tiny.
Spinner.
You know who else trains at that LA Fitness in Delray? Donovan McNabb.
Oh, I heard that. Yeah,
My buddy took a picture with him and put it on Facebook.
Yeah, he shouldn't be too hard to spot.
No.
He was a tough quarterback.
Well, Brad once saw him in Delray at a restaurant on the beach and said he was a prick. But Brad just said, "Yep." And then my buddy Morty saw him at LA Fitness
Why,
in
Brad? You wanted
Delray.
his autograph, and he said, "Get out of here."
No, my friend that I was with asked him to take a picture with him. Hold on.
I
Brad-
wouldn't.
Brad's popping the. Is that getting vodka or water? What are you doing? Water.
I don't drink during the week anymore. I told you that. No more drinking.
You having
during
trouble
the week.
sleeping?
No, I gotta cut back on the alcohol, man. It's no good. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll drink a little bit. Or a lot of it. No, we saw Donovan McNabb at the sandbar, and he had people going over to him. My buddy was like, holy shit, because the guy I was with
Holy shit.
was a quarterback in high school. And he
Yeah.
played for St. Thomas, actually, but he hurt his back and had a back surgery. But he was like, he really wanted to go over there. I said, let's go over there and talk to him. Who gives a fuck? You want to, go ahead. I'll take a picture of you guys. And he went over there and asked him. He's like, no, let's just relax a minute. Let's just relax. I'm like, fuck this guy. He doesn't
Who said
wait.
that? It's one of his
Don
buddies?
McNabb
No,
said
McNabb.
it. When my buddy asked him, he's like, hey, you mind if I get a picture with you? And he's like, no, let's just relax a minute. So he's like,
What?
Fuck this guy. And we just walked away.
Kimbo.
People have been sending me messages saying they want to see what Kimbo looks like because I haven't put him in a video.
What, Kimbo said he doesn't want to be filmed either?
It's like-
Another one?
He's a fat gray cat.
He looks great for 14.
Use your imagination.
Go look in the back alley of any fucking
Yeah.
restaurant or bar. You'll see one of him running
No,
around.
there's only
They all
one.
look the fucking same.
There's only one with his cute, saggy underbelly.
Kind of like yours.
Mine's not
Except
saggy.
yours isn't cute.
I can't see Carla without me coming in and just sitting next to her. Ah, she's by herself.
We should have Richard here when Carla comes to bring a little sanity.
He got nervous when Leonard said spook.
Yeah, I know. Did you see that? That was funny. He covered the mic. Can he say that? Yes, Richard. He could say it.
Jeez.
You didn't see that when he did
I'm
that?
shocked and disappointed.
Well, he doesn't know the format of this shit. He
I
doesn't
told
know.
him before you guys arrived. I'm like, you can say whatever you want. There's no censorship. I said, just let it.
So what do you think about the church shooting by 25 people?
What's the motive?
When it turns out he was a member of that Antifada or
So
that commie group,
he's a leftist.
big time. And I heard one of the people in town came and pulled a shotgun on him and blasted him.
That's what happens when the citizens are armed.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that shit in Texas, you got to assume
Yeah.
if you're in a room with 20 people, at least
But again,
five of them
where
are
did
gonna
all
have
these
guns.
attacks happen? New York with the strict gun laws with that cookie cutter 2 weeks ago. Gun free this, gun free that. How many church shootings, school shootings, gun free zones.
Look at Chicago. Chicago has some of the strictest gun laws in this
Yes.
country, but has one of the highest gun murder rates in the United States.
Yes, that's where they go.
That's not very smart to do, Kimbo. The cat is writhing around on the electrical wires right where they're plugged in.
Yeah, I'm fucking this shit up.
Yeah, my cat used to chew chew cords all the time.
This one doesn't do
Probably
that.
because you didn't feed the fucking thing anything.
Oh, we fed him. Plus the tuna fish and the milk. She liked the bottom of the can of tuna after I took as much as I could out. They
This
love
one-
that tuna fish can.
Yeah, this one does that.
Oh, I never met a cat that didn't.
Anything else on your mind?
Yeah. I saw some
Leonard?
old episodes of Mystery Hunters that were great. Christina went to Louisiana. They did a voodoo episode. This is when she was young. This is during season number 1. And they put a boa constrictor on her shoulders. She had no fear at all, and she danced around with it. Very cute episode.
It's called Fake.
Look up Mystery Hunters season 1, episode 11.
Where's your gun? Where's your gun?
And Christina, if you could do a modern day version of the Gallagher's, that short film where you take on different Hollywood personas, that would be great as well. Like you start from the ones, it seems like you stopped around mid-1950s. If you go towards the one and do it to a current issue, current day, that'd be great. I always enjoy watching that.
Lenny, can you get
She's
your?
not listening, and nobody that makes that show is listening, so you can fucking forget it.
You can get your tranny Jessica to do one of these podcasts?
I'm gonna try to call her.
We went to Jessica's house the other day.
I know. I got a video.
Oh, you still?
Oh, I haven't uploaded it yet.
I don't think I
I
could,
I haven't even watched
I
it
don't
yet.
think I could keep my hands off her or my mouth.
Yeah, he had me take him out because we were right down that cryo place is right down the street from our house.
Oh Jesus!
Luckily, it was during the day because it's not
Yeah,
a very
she
nice
is.
fucking neighborhood.
She's what you call, what do they call it? A totally passable tranny.
I mean, he was talking about how big her cock is, or his cock
That's
is.
fantastic.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, I would be surprised.
Great kisser, loves to kiss. Obviously, she sees my teeth in my mouth.
Oh,
Fantastic.
God. I just
Ride you.
threw up a little in my mouth.
It's great. Tight, clean, and gives you a full sponge bath before we get started. And she actually wanted to, she goes, "Can I fuck you?"
How about an alcohol
I said,
bath
"I'm not
after?"
really good at that." Yeah. She's like, "I love your gorilla ass." She goes, "You become addicted to this if I fucked you one time." Because I didn't know how to make it feel nice.
So what'd you do?
I said, "Maybe next time," but she takes a water bottle and she squirts you 2 or 3 times full of water.
To loosen
Which is what you need to do, Dale.
Loosen
Do
your
you let
butthole
people enter you all nasty and dirty like that?
going in dry.
Yeah. Probably a couple of your training partners do that, like a tall guy. Out in the backwoods of North Carolina. I know how you guys do it up there.
The men are men and the sheep are scared.
Deliverance.
Dale is the sheep.
He reposted somebody else's shit today. I'm like,
Yeah, I
this
saw
fucking
that.
guy, man.
I saw
What's
that.
anybody
Come on,
look
Dale.
up Dope Labs?
Come on,
See if it's a reputable company.
Dope Lab sounds like the name of a place that would make meth, not a bodybuilder.
We should call it, his name is Dick Rider Dale now.
Dick Rider Dale.
You named him Dopey Dale. I'll call him Dick Rider Dale.
Dale, I'm going on a size gaining spree come the new year. You're going to see something you never saw before, particularly up that filthy area. Oh, you rednecks are sticking chewing tobacco down your throat. Where I'm sticking good wholesome.
Yeah, you know
meals down.
they start chewing tobacco at like age 4. You know,
You go chew
I'm not
some,
shitting
chew
either,
some
man.
fucking eggs.
I remember going up to my grandfather had a house up in the mountains of Georgia, and I remember going there one summer, and we went to some fucking. These kids were go-kart racing on a dirt track, and I remember seeing little kids in the bleachers right by us, fucking spitting, chewing tobacco, and they had to have been 7 years old with chewing tobacco in their fucking mouth.
And their teeth will be yellow by the time they're 16.
Fuck.
Some places in this country are like third world fucking countries. I'm telling you.
Actually, you'd be surprised. I would say most of this country.
Yeah, you
Not-
look
not some
at the
places.
plazas around here all closed down. That's what third world countries are like. Every business should be booming.
I've delivered to some areas, some ghetto areas, man. You should see how some of these people fucking live.
What are they
So
doing?
why?
Sitting on the porch.
Yeah, no air condition. They just fucking walk around, no shoes on. Some kids running around with just a diaper on. Sometimes just fucking butt naked running around the
You got to
streets.
wonder what their toilets smell like.
People pissing outside, shitting outside. I remember walking up. A guy was taking a bath in his carport out of a 5-gallon bucket.
Black guy?
Yeah,
Ew.
a Haitian.
Oh, yeah.
He had a bucket of soapy water, and he had like a rag, and he was just washing himself in his fucking
That's
carport.
what they do in Haiti.
What the? You got running water inside the fucking apartment, man.
Hey,
Go in there and take a
cats,
fucking shower.
Raccoons, cats,
Yeah.
you name
They don't
it.
give a fuck, man.
Yeah.
People think we're joking when we say this.
The women,
this shit is
too. They
real.
don't give a fuck.
I was always told when I was a kid, you know, we used to go to the Hurricane games, and you know where Marlins Park is where the Orange Bowl used to be,
You're right.
and the Dolphins and
It
Hurricanes
was a little
played.
Haiti back then.
Yeah, Little Havana. Still, I mean, it's not a good area around there. But I remember my uncle always saying, "Don't ever eat anything off a stick," because you know they all have their little carts out there and they have their barbecue. You know,
A buddy of mine almost died from food poisoning when he went to Thailand. It was his last day there, and they have these food carts all over the streets, and he ate some crap off a stick. God knows what kind of meat it was. And as he was boarding the plane to fly back to the States, he started to come down with it. And acutely, he got sicker and sicker by the minute, and they had to wheelchair him off the plane. I don't even know if he would have survived the plane ride back to the States. He was hospitalized in Thailand for 3 days. IVs, antibiotics,
I wonder if
everything.
Dr. Tony Hughes has any stories about that.
we gotta ask him when he gets back.
Yeah, the Nationals is in a couple of weeks. He may be coming down here, down in Miami. It's a good time to get him a call
We'll reach out to
that
him.
Monday.
Yeah,
I think it's a week before Thanksgiving, which is coming up.
2 weeks.
Time flies anymore.
I know my birthday's the day after Thanksgiving.
38?
I'm gonna be 39.
You're a baby. 39.
I
Shit.
feel like I'm fucking 19.
Yep, that's great.
I tell you what, man, that test and trend, that combo, you can fuck for days.
I can tell the way you look.
It's amazing.
Look
Well, it
so much-
sucks now that I have this fucking tear. This is gonna set me back at least a month, but I'll just
Yeah.
do legs. I can still do arms and a little bit of shoulders. Just whatever hurts, I
Be
can't
careful.
do. That's all. Yeah, that's all.
There are so many machines in the gym. You can find a way to work around it. Just-
Last week I worked out almost every day. I got decent workouts in.
It's
you know.
definitely on the healing process.
Yeah, it's fucking nasty. And
But I remember looking at some of your videos online when you had the short hair. You did not look good physically.
No.
You looked kind of sickly.
Well,
You really did.
Yeah.
Your skin tone, general outlook.
That's when I was fucking. I was locked down, man.
Locked down to what?
X.
female.
Oh.
Where they fucking run your fucking life.
Not I, said the fly.
It's tough, you know, man.
The law is stacked against you for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. 7 years with my ex-wife and then 7 years with my youngest is baby mama. Back to back. I fucking got, you know, after I left my ex-wife, I hooked up with the next one, like only a few months later, and then within 6 months she was pregnant. I was just like, fuck, man. Stuck again. You know?
When are you going to have a little Lenny?
He's not fertile. All the shit he takes, he's shooting blanks. There's no way you have good sperm.
Preferably, I'd like to have a good genetic match, a 6 foot or over, but I'll make the exception for certain angels out there. And I still sometimes think Christina, it's our destiny.
All right.
There's a reason I have the feeling for her. They're not so romantic now as a spiritual
You should go.
inspiration.
You should go donate sperm. Oh my God! Look
What?
at this kid. He's waiting for a dildo to drop from the ceiling into his mouth.
Is that Snapchat?
Yeah,
Have you seen?
these fucking psychopaths, man. Look at this fucking asshole.
Did someone like direct message you that?
Oh yeah. This is what. This
Does
is
it
the
ever
kind of
fall?
I don't know. He didn't
He
catch it.
bitched out.
Is this shit that you do in your house, Leonard? Wait for a dildo to drop into your fucking mouth from the ceiling.
I want to know, where's the father figure at?
The dildo is the father figure.
The father figure's probably getting butt fucked in the other room.
For someone to put that in themselves is just beyond
Stupid.
me.
You should see the shit that they send all kinds of fucking dopey shit, man. These people are animals.
No,
I don't
it's-
care. I laugh. You know, it's a fucking
A 6-foot black girl in fishnets,
Oh no.
holding onto the chandelier,
Oh no.
ready to shit a turd out of the air.
Like that. What's that? The 2 girls in 1 cup or some shit?
You seen that, right? You know, there's another.
What are you
vid-
going ugh for when you're just talking about a girl shitting in your
Carla
face?
Dunlap can.
Oh man. Well, if
She can hold on to this.
if she ever comes over here, which I doubt now, especially if she decides to listen to this shit before she comes, the last thing I think she'll do is shit on you, Leonard. Okay, so don't get your hopes up,
What you could do is,
and don't embarrass
when she
yourself
has
by
to use
asking
the
her
bathroom,
either.
turn off the water thing. So she'll say, "Oh, your toilet doesn't work," and then you say, "Oh, I'll take care of it," and then
And then what? You'll go in there and eat her shits?
I do have
bobbing
toilet.
for turds.
Fuck it. Oh my.
Start feeding her laxatives and water. Gives her a glass of water with
He's fucking
laxatives.
serious.
So she's forced to do it, and then make sure your water.
What is
valve
with
shut
you?
off.
You're
You want me to lace her drink with X-Lax?
Or something simple like that. Yeah.
You fecal freak. What is with you and fucking and shit?
From black girls. I don't know why.
You are.
I don't know.
It's a psychological
I don't want to
thing.
hear about this anymore. We've heard enough about this shit.
Because the first hate girl I did, it was Haitian girl. And she did it in the shower. I was renting a room from her. I worked with her. When her husband went to work, she'd knock on my door.
Oh,
Leonard, wake up. Come here. She says, I got something for you. If you tell somebody when you're sleeping, I'm going to cut your dick off with this knife. So we go in the bathroom. She goes, let me see your dick. So he goes, make it hard. So that's how it started. I thought, this is fucking great.
Oh.
And,
Was she good looking at least?
yeah. Yes.
To you, I mean.
I ended up
the
living
fuck
with
you
her
think
after
is
she
good-looking?
kicked her husband out. I lived there for 2 years in Boca. And she ended up moving to Orlando.
Oh, so you kind of fucking stole her.
She's the
from
one
him.
that did it. And she was like 28 at the time.
You're a home wrecker.
And how old were you?
20.
You were only 20.
Yeah. I didn't have a place to live. I
How
was
did you-
sleeping
how
in my
did you-
car.
How did you end up there?
Well, they found out I was sleeping in the parking lot, taking showers at Palm Beach Gym and taking showers at work when you could. And I'd work the morning or night, whatever shift I could, and people would see me sleeping in my car. They'd wake me up, well, where do you live? I said, I have a place. Oh, I got a room for you.
Ah, okay.
So she took me over to Boca. But yeah, she was fucking nice.
So it's the
And
first
she
time
goes, lay down on and when the show's on, the showers is flat. It's like, lay down. She starts twerk dancing. And then she just shits right all over me, laughing at me.
She didn't ask. She just did it.
No, she just did it.
She knew you were a freak. And
No,
liked that
she was
shit.
just teasing me.
teasing you. I would have
Then-
beat the shit out of her and fucking left.
Fuck,
Yeah.
I loved it. I got a hard on. And then I'd start sucking her armpits. This is when her husband wasn't there.
Ew.
She had her hairy. She's like, I said,
Oh, god damn it.
I said, why do you? I said, I never saw a girl with hair. She goes, it's for play, Leonard. See? She goes, ooh, I like it. And I was like this. She sucks mine. I sucked hers. She goes, oh.
Oh, no.
And she teased me for hours. She'd rock up and grab my dick, and she'd touch me all over, and then she'd grab it. And she goes, before she starts, she goes, oh, it's big and it's long.
So
And I remember one
did
time-
you fuck her after she
She
shit
told
on
me
you?
a story. She shit, and it was like 13 inches long. And she shaved it in the toilet, and she showed me. And I said, aren't you going to flush it? She says, I'm saving it for my husband when he gets home. Save it for what?
This is fucking really disturbing. There's people out there that really are into that shit, man.
From a Haitian, the Baptist, strict religious girl.
Yeah, of course.
But, you know,
They're the
she-
biggest offenders. All
But you
these
know what she
fucking
said? She
Bible
says-
thumpers are the
Yeah,
biggest
she'd
offenders.
say,
they only use that shit when it's convenient.
any sexual thing I'd ask, she'd do it. I said, do you like it? She says, I don't like it, but if you ask me, I have no choice.
So did you actually get to fuck her, or did you just do
Oh,
this
yeah.
weird shit with her?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Everything, every fucking thing. But I never swallowed. You know, some people said they inhaled, they didn't.
Swallowed what? Her shit?
Right. I never swallowed.
Yeah, I saw you say that in the video you did with
I
Brad.
spit
in
it
the car.
out, but I never swallowed. I swallowed the piss.
Man.
Matter of fact, she used to piss like that, but we had a champagne glass. This was after she kicked her husband out. She'd piss in a champagne glass, and I'd drink it like that. She was great to spend the day with on a day off.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Cook for
I'm
me
going to
all
drink your
day.
piss and eat your
Her and her
shit.
mother-
Out of a
her
champagne
mother-
glass, no
Yeah.
doubt.
Her mother was sleeping in
Very
the same bed with
sophisticated.
us.
What?
I'd sleep in the middle. Her mother and her would sleep in the same bed.
How big was this fucking bed?
It was a 2-bedroom. It was a big king size bed, but I'd sleep in the. It was before. It was like I was only 300, but I was fat. Like I was in that picture. Remember that picture with the wrestling singlet?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, she.
Fat kid.
Fuck, her mother would sleep, and her mother couldn't speak English. She would say, "You know what?" She'd tell her, my daughter, the daughter.
So
would
you
tell
were
me,
sandwiched between
my
them.
mommy like when you sleep. She feels safe. She like when you're in the bed.
So
when
you
you're home.
you slept in between these two.
Oh, it's
these two
fucking
ladies.
great. Her
Can you
mother would walk
imagine
around in her
smell?
panties. One time,
Did you fuck her mother too?
I felt her up. I gave her massages too.
Oh, boy.
She go, ooh, I gave her a massage. One time, her panties were in the bathroom.
I haven't heard
How
the
old was her mother?
expression.
She was 62 at the time. But she had some nice
And you were
tits.
20.
Yeah, oh, it was great.
I haven't heard anyone use the expression "I felt her up." I think since I was in the 8th grade.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
last
I mean,
time
I'd
I heard
sleep,
someone
I'd-
say that.
Grab the girl. Sometimes I grab her when I'm sleeping. And she knew it was up because sometimes I would act like it was the daughter, which was right on the left, and I'm mistakenly grabbing her, and I'm trying to pull her panties down and penetrate. And I'd see, like, she'd smack me or push me away. Like, it was no big deal, but she'd give me that hard, don't you do that. It's very weird.
Man, you've
But
been
it was very,
you've been in some weird places.
but I liked it.
Oh, I'm sure you
One
did.
time she had her panties in the bathroom drying because they'd wash them with a bucket and let them air dry. One time I put her panties on and I jerked myself off and I left a load in it.
Oh,
And I guess she put them on after that. Not only that, the food. I'd sit out there. They'd have the air condition cranked up, the ceiling fan. I'd come home from work. Immediately, they'd strip me naked. The daughter would wash me in the shower, dry me off.
okay.
The mother would put powder on me. I would sit at the recliner, and whatever I wanted to watch on TV that night, we watched. And the mother and the daughter would bring me plates of food, good Haitian food, on platters. Whatever I wanted to drink, they'd make it, put ice cubes in it, and I didn't have to lift a finger. If I tried to get up, they get pissed off. I'll get it. And it's like they enjoyed waiting on me. And how I fucked that up was outright stupidity.
How did you fuck that up?
Well, you know, Haitian guys would come over and act like, well, they're friends and stuff, and a lot of them say never trust them, you know, they'll lie to you. And the one guy turned out
What
to...
do you mean they were saying that about you?
A lot of the Haitians at work knew we were living together.
Uh-huh.
They would try to start trouble. A lot of girls would come on to me because they wanted me for them, or just to tell the other one, I fuck your man or something.
That's
And
the old
somebody
saying,
came
don't
in-
shit where you eat.
Haitian guy
Part of the
knocked on the
reason
door,
why.
started speaking Haitian. I said, what do you want? Couldn't speak English. And then he's asking for Milan, which is her name. I said, what do you want her for? I said, get the fuck out of here. I pushed him, not down the stairs. Because like an apartment complex, he went flying down the stairs real small.
Oh, Jesus.
He had to go to the hospital, and turns out it was her cousin.
You dipshit.
And she go, oh, I can't take it anymore. And she's moving to Orlando. And she's still out there. To this day, she always invites me to come over. So I was thinking,
Really?
yeah. But she got pissed because when her mother died, I didn't show up for the funeral. Her mother died of breast cancer.
Where was the funeral?
Orlando.
Well, how the fuck are you going to get
And, you
there
know,
if you don't
well,
have a
even
car?
so, she had people coming from Haiti and Canada. That's something you don't do with a close-knit family. It's something like family, but man, fuck.
So where'd you go after that?
Moved in with a guy that was in prison. He got a prison sentence. And he had his parents from Tennessee. They were older, real nice. They'd stayed, off of Congress. And they would go to Tennessee, and I had the whole place to myself. And that's when Kalora, he'd come over, bring crack whores, whatever. But so I got my packages intercepted by the DEA, so it pulled me off to jail from that place. And then when he came out of prison, he got back on the drugs. He was taking PCP. He came into my room and I'm sleeping. I never locked the door with a fucking knife over me.
Yeah, you mentioned this last week, but you didn't elaborate.
Yeah.
You talked about a roommate that tried to kill you.
Yeah, I'm sleeping. Comes over with a knife on me. He's like, Leonard, wake up. He said, do you know what hell feels like? I said, no. I said, what's with that knife? And he's like walking around my room grabbing whatever I had. He goes, had a bottle of Dianabol. Opens it up. He's like a fucking redneck from Tennessee like Dale. You got enough pills in here? I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to punch this guy. Huh? He goes, do you? You have enough pills in here? I said, what the fuck are you talking about? And I thought to myself, if I touch him, his mother, because she's such a mama's boy, she'll call the police on me. Mm-hmm. Even though she liked me, she didn't want to get into any trouble. Or, so I got up, walked out of the house, left for that night. Scared the fuck out of me. I didn't know what he was going to do, but coming off the PCP.
And this is why I live alone.
Yeah, oh my God, horrible.
No more roommates. No more housemates.
And then he found out his parents were going to go back to Tennessee. And this was shortly after that incident. He was scared because Kalora would come up and pick me up in his truck and take me to the gym. He thought with his parents, he was so paranoid, me and Kalora were going to kill him or beat the hell out of him. And he was jealous because we got all the attention at the old World Gym. He goes, how come you got so many friends? I'm like, get out of here. I don't want to hear this shit. I paid my rent, kept to myself. I don't want to hang out with you.
I could never go live with somebody or somebody that I don't know and rent a room in his house. No fucking chance.
He was 10 years older than
You're
me.
better off in your filthy place living alone than living in a nice place with someone, literally a stranger. You have no idea who the person is.
Then he did simple shit like cut the cord out of an air conditioner unit in my window. The cord's cut. Just jealous little cunt things.
Did you hear the story? It was in the news a couple days ago about some roommate from hell. It was a white chick and a black chick. And apparently the white chick was like rubbing her used tampons on her water bottles. You didn't hear about that? No. Look it up. All this fucked up shit. I don't know how she got caught. I don't know if she set up cameras or what. I didn't read the full story, but you can look it up.
Yeah, sick, cowardly people out there like the little shooter shooting defenseless old people. Yeah, that guy in New York. Everyone gets to kill somebody that can't fight back. How could you go to your grave with one of the most low lives that ever walked the planet? Doing it for Allah. Yeah, right.
It's a sick world.
Whatever name you do it in, it's.
Didn't you get? What were you telling me the other day? You went to Leavenworth or some shit, or they were going to put you in Leavenworth?
Yeah, well, I assaulted a sergeant, the higher ranking in the Air Force, a black belt in karate. Yeah, I was in corrective custody where they had us cutting the grass with our fingers and getting stung by scissors? Bending over and pulling out grass at a certain level with our hands. And there was a scorpion-infested lot in San Antonio, close to where that shooting was actually, Lackland Air Force Base. And a shooter was actually in the Air Force. I'm cramping up.
I was wondering what the fuck you're doing.
Sometimes I do hamstrings. I get cramps for that day.
Jesus Christ.
Bad. Well,
what was the time? You said something also about a time you got in trouble for a bomb threat.
Yeah, they're having bomb threats at Riverview High School. Yeah, I'll name the school. And this is a year after I graduated. And FBI or whatever called me down to the local magistrate. Like they said they wanted to talk to me. Uh-huh. So I was with my grandmother at the time because my father kicked me out of the house. And we came down, they looked me in the eye and said, we know you're making these bomb threats, that's a felony. Says, you want to come clean? So I didn't do anything. So a lot of people saying it was you. So it wasn't me.
Why the fuck would they say it's you?
Well, it was me. And I told them, no, it wasn't me.
So what happened? Nothing.
Nothing. Just like I was in the Air Force. It was me. He told me I'm going to Leavenworth. And I said, there's no one in this whole United States Armed Forces that can kick my ass. I was only 190 pounds. But everyone's like, there was a legend on the base because I beat a black belt, beat him silly. And 20 of the guys, they had trouble holding me down. You just went nuts. Because I couldn't lift. I said, oh, man, I'm losing weight. I'll never get big. I thought the recruiter told me they got all these weight rooms, these places you can sit down and eat anything you want. In the meantime, you're eating 5 minutes, having to shovel food down and get up out of the table. These big fucking spook sergeants that come over and kick you in the head. They call it the snake pit. They'd sit over at a table and just swear at you. This is basic training when you're trying to eat. Hurry the fuck up, you little punk. You know, they'll push you. They were allowed to put their hands on you at the time. It's like, fuck that. Another time a spook, we were marching in the fucking heat. Hotter than Florida, trust me. Humidity and everything, 95 degrees. He's like, hey, you honky, you better start marching a little bit faster. I just turned around, gave him a roundhouse right, knocked him out cold. It's in corrective custody for that. So I spent the majority of my time in corrective custody, which is military jail. This little fucking pussies in there all crying. I want to go home in the middle of the night. Saying shit like that. It's ridiculous.
Oh my God.
This one kid, somebody calls it his girlfriend killed himself. Starts banging his head on the wall, bleeding. What a disgrace. Black women coming in like sergeants, coming in when the men are showering, looking around. I don't see anything I'd call a man in here.
Wow.
You kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, they try to break you down, right?
But I tell you what, Polynesian women, all they were talking about, they wanted to get fucked in corrective custody because we weren't housed with them. We ate with them. We did sort of cleaning details. Big 200-pound woman, hot, Polynesian from the islands. The girl came, he says, I'm so dick sexy, you better fuck me.
Nice.
Couldn't find a place to do it.
I don't know.
But I heard they rape women over there. Or they rape men, rather.
Yeah.
One of the only places in the world.
You didn't rape anybody while you were there?
No, but some nice black girls down there. Wearing the man pants with the big ass sticking out.
You say down there in San Antonio?
Yeah, on the Air Force Base. What a fucking hell. Who the hell wants to live there? Mexicans and ugh.
Leonard Holden Court. He's got to stand. The fuck you standing?
Because my hamstring will cramp up. Because that was an intense leg workout, Dale. If you got enough time to go out and hunt, you must not be lifting too hard.
Well, you had to lift that fucking deer into the truck.
Yeah? Oh, yeah?
I think
He has
so.
his little helpers, his little wannabes do that.
Oh, yeah.
Dale, you're a little spoiled little baby.
Oh, my God.
Can't handle defeat. You can't handle criticism.
Yeah, he
doesn't handle criticism particularly well.
No, he feels like he's got to stand up for himself for
You
everything.
can't open up in every little of your secrets.
Does he delete comments now? Please tell me he's not deleting comments.
I don't know.
Dale, you need to take a
I've
masculinity course.
Read that he does.
Oh, boy.
Everybody worried about what other...
it. See, Dale doesn't realize the more that we see or anybody sees him getting butthurt, the more we're gonna.
That's
fuck
what I'm
with
saying.
him.
Those kind of kids were taken
just the way
to
it
Chuck
is,
E.
man.
Cheese by their parents.
We know you.
Well, my father never let me go, and if somebody invited me from school, he says, "You're not going." I said, "Why?" Because I said so, and I'm glad he said that. When he was coach of the Little League team, and all the other coaches would buy everyone a little ice cream cone. We won a championship. He didn't take us all year. Nathan, since we won the championship, Coach Person, can you get us an ice cream? He's like, hell no.
Your dad was a prick.
Yes. Parents complaining, women coming up. I'm getting bad vibes about Jaden. Let's get out of here. I'm coaching a team.
Yeah.
If your kid can't handle it, tell him to quit.
And his name is Jaden, so go home.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was pitching, he goes, first pitch, I want you to throw it over the backstop, or you fire it at that kid, hit him in the back as hard as you can. This is 12 years old. I say, why do you want me to do that, Dad? So they think if you're out of control, they'll be too scared to stand in and hit off you.
Yeah, well,
He goes, and after that, throw strikes.
I got news for you. They still do that.
Okay, well, good.
They still throw at kids.
Good.
My son had to do it a couple times. Some coaches are fucking, they're ruthless like that, man.
But you know what? You got to be in life. You got to teach them that. And everyone wants to be babied and
You gotta toughen
pampered.
them up, man.
Doesn't work. Doesn't work.
Let's wrap this up. I'm getting hungry, and it's
Yeah.
getting late.
Christina, I want to thank you for your inspiration.
Always an outro for Christina.
I want to thank you for your beauty and your guidance, and you're what happiness is all about. I can't think of any time I'm more happy than when I see you or I think about you. It's really something special.
Can you not look at me when you're
And I really
talking
want to
when
thank
you're
you
saying
for
this?
it.
Look over there. Pretend like
And
she's
it's only
standing
you.
there,
You give me
please.
that unique, wholesome, loving feel that seems to be getting greater with time.
Please, people, if anybody can contact this fucking cunt.
Wait, hey, whoa.
I love when Brad calls her
Brad,
a
no,
cunt
no,
and
no,
then
no,
Lenny
no.
gets pissed. It's
Christina
fucking great.
Contalini, please get her to reach out to Leonard. Please.
Brad, why would you say that?
Because I can.
Lenny's being
Because I
serious,
guarantee
too.
you she's a little bitch.
I guarantee you she
I
probably-
bet you she's the biggest twat on the fucking
I guarantee
planet.
you, anyone
And you're
that puts-
acting like she's a fucking goddess.
She's
a
been
fucking
all around the
Beatrice.
world, Brad.
Please.
She's been all over the world.
Who cares, Leonard?
She's
Who
an
gives a
actress.
Fuck? You've only seen her on
She's-
television.
she's a
it's
goddess.
like Jason falling in love with these broads online. He's never
Exactly.
met them, and he calls them his girlfriend.
she's a
Just
goddess.
like you never met her. What if she's the biggest bitch on the planet?
It
How
doesn't
can you-
matter.
it does fucking matter.
I just
Leonard.
look into her eyes. That's all I need to hear. I don't care what came out of her
Oh, so
mouth.
she's like a nasty little bitch. When you meet her, you still won't change your mind about
Yeah,
her.
it's amazing.
Oh, all right.
I don't care what her political
done.
views
I
are. It's
can't-
absolutely
I can't
irrelevant.
anymore.
I just wish you
I
had
didn't say her
someone.
political views. I'm saying if she's just a.
I just
flat-out
wish you had
bitch.
someone like that in your life.
Is there one thing she could do that would turn you off and be like, ugh, I'm done? What's one thing she can do? Anything.
Nothing.
That would turn
Not
you off.
one thing you can think of.
Nothing.
What if you saw her stomp a kitten to death? She's like, fuck this little kitten wearing a high heel.
Or if
and just
Kimbo
kill-
came walking in here and she fucking kicked him straight across the
right,
fucking
and
house,
killed him.
would you still be in love with her?
Even if she stomped me with a high heel to my death,
That's it.
and I
All
saw
right.
her was the
That's a
last
wrap.
vision.
Episode 3 is a wrap,
That's a
ladies and
fucking
gentlemen.
wrap.
We can't reason with this fucking clown. Enough of this bitch. Done
No.
hearing about Christina, you fucking lunatic.
What do you mean?
Just what I'm saying. You say the same shit all the time about
She
Christina.
saved my life.
Okay. Thanks, Christina,
Many times.
for saving Leonard's life. And again, if anybody can find her, please.
She
We
gives
want
you. She
her
gives me a
and
taste.
Lenny to meet.
She gives me a taste of heaven.
Uh-huh.
A taste. And it's a beautiful, beautiful. I can't call it a place. I don't know what to call yet, but that's all I can say.
Fantasyland. How about
A
that?
glimpse.
Exactly. All right, everybody.
We out.
All right, Dale, man up.
Until next time.
Man up.
Yeah, Dale. Keep dick riding. Maybe you'll get another sponsorship.